Hello and welcome to Out of the Box on the Games Done Quick Hotfix. My name is the Tea Tree, and this is a show where if you can watch it, you can run it. Is what I like to say, but I need a little bit of explanation before we get into this one. I was so excited to be part of a doubleheader with Satan herself tonight of an all SGDQ preview show that I made a little oopsie. I picked from a game and a series that has a lot of categories that can be run out of the box. But I was so excited to feature Ryan Ford running No Woob on Link's Awakening DX tonight that, they'll explain it to you better than I can. So let's go ahead and go over to Ryan Ford and Glyph DX for Link's Awakening DX No Woob. Ryan, how you doing?
Hey, not bad, not bad. Yourself?
I'm doing pretty good, thanks.
Nice. Yeah, that was that introduction made me chuckle slightly. So
I saw that. I almost caught the giggles myself when I saw you like, yeah, no, they're not wrong.
It's true, but
yeah, we'll get into it. And to get into it with you is somebody I know who has run the original Link's Awakening and probably knows more of what I'm talking about. You want to introduce them?
Yep. Go ahead.
What's up? I'm going to be commentating today. My name is Glyph. I run the original game and this game as well. A lot of 2D Zelda. So yeah, excited to be commentating with y'all.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, Glyph definitely is my encyclopedia sometimes for this game.
So yeah, this game can be pretty out of the box. Like you can just pick up and play like glitchless. You can play any version you want, or any percent. No ace, you can play any version you want. This category in particular has a few restrictions. We do some glitches that are 1.0 exclusive, so this route doesn't quite work on every single version, but we'll get into that more as we go.
Yep.
So when you're ready, you go ahead and get us in.
All right, so yet again, Glyph, want to count me down for this one?
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Alrighty. Yeah, so usually we start the timer on file start, so
there's not a whole lot of cutscene in this game. We kind of get right into the action.
Yep.
And while runners will tell you they run on Japanese, that's the traditional reason because they can fit more meaning into less words. So text boxes are going to be shorter. That's not really something that while you will see the top runners on the board submit times using a Japanese version, there are board submissions that play using English and European versions. So, that's not something that we consider like a make or break for the category. The rest of the things that we'll talk about, because I'll tell you what I did when I was looking at doing the research that I often do, was over on the cutting room floor, and it's like, hey, version differences. And I look at the chart, and like most of what I see is like, hey, this trick, check, all the way across. I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. I should have Link's Awakening on the show. Turns out I should have Link's Awakening on the show was the correct way to put that, because the glitches that work in this category and in this version of Link's Awakening DX are all carried over from the original Link's Awakening, right?
Yep.
Correct. Yes. There's some differences, but some version exclusive glitches between the two games, but in general, yeah. The first thing we're going to do here, though, is duplicate some rupees. Wow, that's really good luck. Wow, yeah. So Brian was holding out his shield to try to grab the rupees twice, because if they touch the Link's hitbox and the shield's hitbox at the same time, sometimes they'll get duplicated. And that was really good luck.
Yep, the back half was like insane drops. It's like the starting half was like, all right, it's like decent, and then yeah, the last three guys all dropped one. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
But if you all have a version of Link's Awakening, the original black and white version, that game you can run pretty much most of the categories with just any version. Languages does make a big time difference. In this category in particular, I think English will lose you 6 or 7 minutes in text alone. There's a lot of text, and you can't. I forgot really it was
that much. Oh
it's a lot. Like 100% is like 9 minutes, 10 minutes.
Oh shoot!
Don't ask me how I know that.
That was more than I remember. I remember talking about it when I first learned this run back in 2020 because of the tournament, so it'd get brought up a lot, but oh my gosh. Well, for Hundo anyway, but for any percent, yeah. I forgot that it actually like loses that much even in Any percent no whoop. And yeah, so what was I gonna add to this? Oh yeah, right. So for this run, y'all will probably see me running this at SGDQ if you manage to tune in on the Monday night of the event. So
yeah, I mean that's the whole theme for this evening. Like both of our shows, Out of the Box and Creature Corner, are featuring stuff you should tune in early at SGDQ for. It's all early week bangers.
Yep. So pretty hyped about it.
That's our first 1.0 exclusive glitch. It's very broken. It works in the original Link's Awakening and in this game, but only in Link's Awakening DX revision 1, or I guess revision 0, the first 1.0 version.
Mm-hmm.
It's called a bomb trigger. Basically, by lining up here against the screen transition, you can trick the game into letting you drop 2 bombs at once, which overflows some values in the memory that triggers a cutscene to happen. So in that case, you're normally supposed to sprinkle powder on Terran to turn him back into a human, or into a Mario, I guess. But you can save some time by doing a bomb trigger instead. And you will see that a lot in this run.
Yeah, because in this category, like I played the trendy game to actually get the powder, so I do have it, but it's just still faster to bomb trigger to skip most of Terran's cutscene.
But we will see some bomb triggers that are big sequence breaks as well, which makes that's the reason this category can be tough to run on other versions.
Yep.
There are older routes though, which is nice. Find those on speedrun.com.
Yeah, exactly. Also, another like small trivia to point out. So, how we said this category is any percent no whoop. Yeah, so we have a lot of like restrictions in place for like some categories because like the unrestricted categories for the Link's Awakening games, you can beat the game in like, or you can reach the credits in like roughly 2 minutes or a bit under.
I like that distinction. You don't want to get into any debates here.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, I mean Ace and similar is like extremely neat, don't get me wrong, but whether or not that constitutes playing the game, that is definitely an argument to be had.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not down for it today, but
we'll let chat argue that out and we'll ignore them.
There you go. And yeah, even like no ace for this game, like I think the world record's like around 4.5 minutes, so still a really short run. So that's why we have like no wrong warp, no out of bounds, so that we can play more of the game and also still get to use a bunch of like crazy tricks. Like if you want to point out what I just did, getting the nightmare key.
Yeah, so that's another glitch that works a lot better in 1.0 versus the other revisions. Basically, all the walls and dungeons also act as ledges. So you can trick the game into thinking that you're jumping off from the ledge. So it makes you do a jump. But when you jump off a ledge, it also turns off Link's collision to like create the illusion that he is going from a top level down to a lower level, even though the game in reality is all flat. So turning off your collision lets you kind of jump right through walls and solid blocks. You'll see that a lot.
Yep. Yeah, it's like, yeah, that situation's actually like really broken with this game, because it's thinking like similarly, like, you know, the Oracle games, how they, you know, they look the same pretty much as Link's Awakening, but they like technically have like an actual Z-axis, which kind of like...
Yeah, they're a completely different engine. It's a pretty common misconception.
I was gonna say that's what having a different developer will get you.
Yeah, it's a common misconception I've heard a lot, that their games are the same engine and they're completely different. They just share some graphics.
Yep. Like one time, like a chatter asked in my stream why he couldn't do why he couldn't do super jumps in the Oracle games, because I explained how to do it in...
It's like, why can't you do bomb hovering in Twilight Princess? It's like the same question.
Right? Exactly. So it's like completely different.
Why can't I BLJ in Mario Galaxy?
Exactly. So yeah, I love when situations like that happen. It's not the first time with like 2 different games where I've had that situation come up. But yeah, you know.
I mean, to be fair, the fact that they made the Oracle games feel so similar is a testament to the great work they did building something similar in a different engine.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, my bad. I was like extra focusing for this fight, but it's gonna be a
don't get a 3-cycle. We'll make fun of you.
Yeah, I messed up already, so it's a 3-cycle for sure.
I think I got a 3-cycle at a marathon not too long ago.
Oh, 4-cycle.
Oh, the 4-cycle, the dreaded 4-cycle.
Yeah, I guess for the first cycle I spin slashed too early, so it he didn't actually hit the wall yet. He was probably like a pixel away from hitting it.
That fight's actually can be pretty tricky sometimes, and it's random too.
Yep.
So I mess it up all the time.
Mostly.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool trick.
Oh yeah,
a text clip. Basically, when the text box comes up, you can make it push link. Oh, it's good RNG. Push link to the side that lets you clip into the corner.
Yep. So can pass through that rock without you know, since I don't have the bracelet yet, then you normally would have to go through the other side of the swamp, but yeah, we can just like clip through that block.
If y'all didn't see, Ryan ran this game, the no save and quit version of this category on Sunday, and he also got good bow out RNG. He hit the flower really fast.
Yeah, I'm just the master of getting lucky.
Yeah, and if y'all didn't see that or didn't catch any other recent shows on Hotfix this week or this last weekend, absolutely head over to the YouTube channel at youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick. Get yourself subscribed. Make sure you can catch the VODs. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on your notifications to stay up to date with GDQ.
Mm-hmm. This is a really hard boss fight. Great job.
The hardest room in the game. You love to see it.
that caught me off guard that time. This was like in the middle of shooting him as he said that.
This is a pretty cool room. Normally you're supposed to light the torches to make the ghosts run away and make them vulnerable. But you can just hit them off screen and it counts as them dying. If you're paying attention, you might notice we missed something in that dungeon.
Yeah.
I mean, we left. We must be done, right?
Yeah, I think maybe I forgot. Maybe I should go back, figure out what I'm missing.
Maybe we'll remember later.
Yeah, so Dungeon 2's in this category, it's a little faster to finish it like right before the end game when you have most of Link's items. So you can skip a few sections in there. Alright, so got a somewhat annoying trick in this version of the game over here. But yeah, want to cover it, Glyph?
Yeah, so basically by pausing and unpausing until Link falls, the pausing will interrupt Link's falling. It causes him to get pushed down a few pixels, and it pushes him down enough to be in the screen transition, which lets him screen transition on top of the pit. I know that kind of looked like it was out of bounds, but the rule of out of bounds, or at least one of the rules, is that you're not allowed to screen transition while you're on a solid tile. The pit is not a solid tile, so it's fair game. Yeah,
so solid tiles are considered stuff like these trees, like the walls at the edge of the screens, edge of some of the screens, and like tiles that, like, if you find a way to get in them, then you they'll, like, you normally can't get out of them through like normal means, like if you try to walk out of them.
Right, and you can walk on pits, but
if a pit opens up under your feet and you don't fall down, was it really a pit at all?
Link is able to walk on the pit. He just can only walk for a few seconds. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah. So this is the most classic application of Coyote Time. You know, people who follow the likes of Celeste, you hear about Coyote Time as a platforming element. This is really, I mean, technically there's a platforming element. Oh, there you go. You snuck those out of a different game.
Yeah. Coyote time is always so funny. Hearing that.
Right?
All right, so.
All right, y'all may remember Piece of Power from the No Save and Quit run. It comes up when you kill enough enemies without saving and quitting. This is the only stretch in the run where we don't save and quit long enough and kill enough enemies for it to appear. But it's pretty helpful in this dungeon because it gives you a speed boost and a damage increase. Ryan's going to go for a pretty cool trick here, training a super jump into changing his momentum with the shield. Nice. Pretty difficult.
Right.
Call that the French press.
So I got it this time, because I failed it last time.
I think that's an alpha exclusive, that name. I think that was alpha.
Oh, really?
I think so. We have some fun names.
Another friend of the GDQ channel, so. Okay, yeah, my movement was a little weird there. So I was trying to clip into the wall. Barely.
Yeah, so there's another text clip there. You can do it with key blocks as well as the rocks.
Yep. Yeah, anything that has like a text box that comes up. So since I touched the key block and don't have any keys, then it's like, hey, you don't have a key, this is locked or whatever. And then when I did it with the rock, because I didn't have the bracelet and didn't beat Dungeon 2 yet, then it's like, oh, this rock looks heavy, looks like you can't lift it with your bare hands, so, or something like that. I forget the exact wording.
And that boss, Ryan was able to defeat really quickly thanks to the Piece of Power. Interestingly enough, some bosses take extra hits from Piece of Power and some don't. It's kind of random.
Yep.
It's a weird game.
Yeah, Slime Eye is janky. I do love that strat though, actually. And yeah, if you don't have Piece of Power, usually try to use Spin Slashes because it does twice as much damage. But
yeah,
usually equip like Feather
cycle sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Whoops, I thought I got a dash there. It was a little short. That's okay. That's like a minor mistake, at least.
I mean, yeah, Link's only one tile high, but you don't have to say it like that.
Right? Alright, so I do gotta remember differences for this category compared to the last one I ran on Sunday. Here I want to damage down on purpose because I'm gonna try to take an intentional death after Walrus skip. Hopefully Bow Wow doesn't eat this guy before I get to half a heart. Alright, cool. Because since those buzz blobs do one whole heart of damage, then it's a little faster to damage down on those guys than the enemies in the desert that do half a heart.
So normally you're supposed to have Marin here, and Marin sings to wake up the walrus, but you can do it with a bomb trigger. The tricky thing is that normally, because you have Bow Wow with you, Bow Wow is like counts as a follower, which makes the game confused because you're supposed to have Marin as a follower, and so you can get locked in a cutscene state and be stuck. So you have to do a very specific setup here to leave and come back. And now Ryan's in a weird cutscene state where he can't use any items and he can't pause. So he has to take an intentional death to get use of his items back.
Yep. Alternatively, if you change submaps, like entering like a house or a cave or something, then you can also fix that state. But we take that death warp there because it's a bit faster to save and quit after I get this next key for Dungeon 4 to save warp again. So we don't have to like talk to the owl and do all this backtracking here as well. So yeah, I don't know what that was, what those sounds were that I, whatever I killed. I'm just kidding.
You get a key, so.
Yeah, sacrificing arrows to our to the quicksand produces a key. Don't try that at home. Oh shoot. All right, got a little bit of tech issues, so I'll be riding the solo briefly real quick.
All right, I'm channeling all of Glyph's Zelda knowledge. And I feel like you should go to the next dungeon as soon as you're able.
Right? Yeah.
It's almost as though Glyph is still here in the call with us.
Yeah, let me know if I need to do anything on my end, by the way.
Yeah, and of course.
But
I mean, you keep playing the game and enjoying yourself. That's what we need you to do.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. This fight actually is kind of scary, like the Armos Knight. If you get hit, he does 1.5 hearts of damage, and because I took that intentional death, after dying, you're back with 3 hearts. So, yeah, my health is kind of low at this point. I did an infinite, infinite boots glitch there, where when the Armos Knight jumped and stomped the ground and stunned me, while you're in a boots dash, then if you get stunned while you're in the boots dash, then Link will just like infinitely like run in place with the boot speed. So whenever you have your sword, as I've been like boots dashing at enemies, then he'll Link will, yeah, he'll hold his sword in front of him while dashing in place as well. Oh my gosh, this bomb fairy.
Oh no. Okay,
me.
my stream's back. Let me know when I'm back on GDQ stream.
All right, let me know as well.
Okay, we're good.
All right, welcome back.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Hope you didn't miss me too much.
Just
We
a
missed you
bit.
tremendously for the 6 seconds you were gone, and the viewers missed you tremendously as well, because you were gone for them longer.
Yep. I bet if I was looking at chat, I would see that it's like a bunch of tears and stuff.
So that was what we call a Jesus jump. Basically, by pausing on the same frame that you land in water, you can cause Link to either jump or screens transition. So that's how we skip needing flippers there. Also, Balrog ate that cutscene.
Yeah, it's I don't know how that works there. I know they, like, what I did was like shoot a bomb arrow into the wall and then touch the key block to open the dungeon, but like, I don't know why that happens. Why he eats the cutscene sometimes when you do that.
He's a growing boy. If he wants to eat the cutscene, he's been following us dutifully. I feel like he could use a little treat.
I know, right? I'm supposed to bring him home after. Oh my gosh, I hate when this happens. After you complete Dungeon 2, though. But it's faster. It's slower to backtrack all the way back to the village. So, you know, he comes along with us for the ride for pretty much the remainder of the game. He's our dog now.
So if you're paying attention, again, another attention test. We're in Dungeon 6, and we just beat Dungeon 3.
I can count.
Doesn't look like it.
Okay, so by
Didn't even beat
transitive
Dungeon
properties, we're going to go either to Dungeon 9 or Dungeon, 18 next.
Dungeon 18. Good God.
Basically, if
Wait, are you
play
saying this game doesn't have a minus world?
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
right.
cut you off, Cliff. Go ahead.
it's got some weird worlds, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, there actually is.
We won't see any of them today.
Unfortunately. I was thinking about it now.
If you played the game casually, you might remember after beating Dungeon 4, you get a little ghost buddy. You have to take him back to his grave before you can go into your next dungeon. The game won't let you go into any more dungeons. Also, shout out to Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, we call that the Shack jump. Don't ask me why. That was
For whatever
before my
reason,
time.
if you have level 2 bracelet in your inventory, the ghost won't show up. It's one of the triggers. So if we get level 2 bracelet early by going to D6, we can skip that whole cutscene.
Yep.
Or yeah, skip the whole side quest. I mean, also
Wow,
those horse heads are completely random. 1 in 4 chance to get it each time.
First try,
is really
baby.
nice.
First try
Also,
every time.
I love that damage boost strat. It's so good.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, the anti-fairy and then doing the shack jump afterwards too on the next screen. I think it looks so cool. Yeah, the horse heads, every run this week I've gotten 3rd try every time except this run. Which 3rd try is also very good, so
So this boss, you can hit him 3 times before he even appears and before the fight even starts. We were talking about the differences between oracles and Link's Awakening earlier. They remade this boss for oracles, and they made a very similar oversight, which is really funny.
Yep.
You can do almost the same thing and beat him before the fight even starts.
Yeah, because he's a mini boss in that game also. So instead of like an actual full boss. Oh, I didn't get to do the swag thing here.
Oh. Shoot. Got to go back and watch Ryan's run from Sunday to see it.
Yep. Or catch me at SGDQ.
True.
Oh, now you can't miss it at SGDQ.
Yeah, this is the run back to Black in a Flash, and SGDQ will be the run back to this.
Yep.
It's by SGDQ, you'll be queued up to get first try on every trick. That's what we're here for.
Exactly.
We need to get off this little island spot, but we don't have flippers, so we have to do a bunch of Jesus jumps. Thankfully, you can pause and unpause with buffering, and it advances the game 1 frame at a time.
Ooh,
which makes these not
frame perfect.
Yeah, not terribly difficult, but you obviously want to get as few buffers as possible, because you can waste a lot of time if you're slow. You can be as close to frame perfect as possible. That was a good 2 buffer.
Yeah, most of them I was 2 frames early, so I had like a 3 buffer, but and then 1 2 buffer and 1 like frame perfect 1 buffer.
Talking about things that are
bad.
friendly to newbies, though, the idea of a trick that you can't really fail unless you end up late on it, like you could just get closer to getting it perfect every time.
You could just pause like right as you jump, and then like pause and unpause for like a minute.
Yep.
There's a strat.
Hundo.
There's a beginner strat 100%. Yeah, that does that exact thing. It's really
okay,
funny.
we thought the same thing. That's funny. Oh my gosh. I've been suggested when I was like new to running Hundo, because that was the first category I picked up to like do the like half-minute long like pause buffers, but I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. So. But the option's there.
That's the strat for the people.
Yep. Yeah, like if you want to just like do runs and like get through, then like
the alternative is a Zora bump, and it's not exactly fun.
Yep. Yeah, Zora bump. Fortunately, not having to do that in this category, but in Hundo,
it's a run killer.
Yeah, I think you made a guide actually that I picked it up from, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
I think it was yours that I like learned it from. So yeah, again, helpful community, right? So that's another thing. If you like want to pick up this game, like definitely all the versions, including Switch, like there's actually like a pretty decent amount of people that are usually around to like help answer questions and stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know, it's like LAS or Link's Awakening 2019 probably just got a little shot in the arm with the Switch too, because I know there were some performance eccentricities on the original console.
I didn't even want to look at the Discord. I muted that. I'm like, I don't want to see any of this.
No, I totally understand. Speaking of other conversations that people don't necessarily want to have right now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm actually curious like how much the Switch 2 saved for LAS. No.
Yeah, as it turns out, the answer for basically every game is a more than nothing. So a lot of communities are having to figure out if they want to make separate leaderboards, make a note on it, like for version control.
Yep. Yeah, because exactly, it's like definitely like a large amount of time for like pretty much every Switch 2 game that I've heard. Like new world records have been being set in Mario RPG Remake, which and I usually like keep tabs in that Discord just because the SNES version was like the very first speedrun that I officially ran. Like,
oh, that's awesome.
Game, so.
Love that game.
Yeah, so it's always dear to my heart for both casually and like speedrunning too. So
Shout outs to Pidge01, a consummate gamer. Oop,
Yep.
I'm not supposed to say that word.
oh, she's the one who actually taught me the Mario RPG. as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, since we live pretty close to each other, so I went to her place a few times to learn back in 2018.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those big takeaways that this show probably doesn't really get into as much as it could, which is like, if you want to get into speedrunning a game, if it's something you're interested in, just like do it and go look for other people who are also doing it, because now you have something to bond over. And so many people who are really passionate about their speed games are just interested in having other people who are also doing what they're doing. Whether it's like a rivalry, whether it's a mentorship relationship, that's a really cool bond that you can forge with other people by getting into this hobby.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And we get a lot of questions in like Discord and stuff, like, why isn't there a category for this? And we're always like, you don't need a leaderboard. You can just run whenever you want to run, because it's supposed to be fun.
That's true.
I think that's a spirit. It's a good spirit to have in speedrunning.
Yeah,
you'll see a lot of shows on this channel show off categories that aren't official, none more so than Make Your Own Victory, which is a once-a-month show about categories in games that don't complete the game.
That's cool.
A lot of really neat stuff that people have brought to the table for that. A lot of like beginner categories for RPGs, which is actually something that I really like. I watch the Earthbound Super Series with my partner sometimes, and that is, they often do what's called boogie percent, where you just go up to the boogie tent boss.
Yep.
Brian, you got to do your 2-minute heart container run. On that. Got a 2-minute slot.
Yep. I've been recently learning Earthbound any percent glitchless, and
Nice.
I've learned enough that I can do a boogie percent run now, but I haven't yet though. So that might come up in the near future, actually. Coincidentally, since you mentioned boogie percent.
So now
I
we're
got
in,
like up to Saturn Valley, basically. But yeah, sorry, Glyph. I thought I heard you.
we're in D5 now.
Yeah.
This is going to be pretty different than what we saw on the no save and quit version, because saving and quitting saves a lot of backtracking time in this dungeon in particular.
Yep. Sadly, no piece of power because of that.
Yeah, piece of power
mention-
makes one of the jumps in this run a little easier, but okay.
Chad mentioned
Brian,
the
I'll
iconic 5 hot dog percent from Kirby's Air Ride.
I've never seen that before. I'm actually gonna look that up later.
You go into city trial mode and you get 5 hot dogs.
Oh my
We need to figure
gosh.
out what 5 hot dog would mean in this game.
Huh.
We need to do that.
Chad is an arrow, a hot dog. I don't. What's the closest thing in this run to a hot dog?
Oh my gosh. It might be between the arrow and
Yeah, I don't think you
The
can
magic
eat an
rod.
arrow more than once. You definitely can't eat 5 of them at a time. Even sword swallowers probably wouldn't manage that.
Is there any way to
so yeah.
feed the guy 5 times?
Okay.
I can do it
Okay.
once. We might only be able to do it once. Look into
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
You feed him a pineapple though, so
I forgot the guy's name. Oh my gosh. What
you
was
always
it again?
call him the guy. It's Papal, I think.
There you go. Thank you.
But we had a meme category for saving him by feeding him. It's save the guy.
It's actually called Save the Guy. I didn't even know that. Oh my gosh. Gosh.
Okay,
So we do
Chad-
have like. Oh, sorry. Good.
Oh, chat's actually being really sensible about this. They're coming up with the Link's Awakening appropriate equivalent, like the right time in a category for the equivalent of 5 hot dogs. We've got Yoshi percent. We've got 5 key percent. Like literally just pick up the first 5 keys you can in the game.
First 5 keys. Yeah, I guess that would all be in Dungeon 1. Wait, actually, does Dungeon 1 have 5 keys? I actually don't even remember. Oh my gosh.
No, I think it only has 4. I could be wrong. It's been a long
think
time
you're
since I've done
right about
rando. Nice, that was first try.
Turns out your
So I got-
encyclopedic knowledge of this game was being tested in ways you didn't expect this evening.
I know, right?
I need to call up Dragon.
Yeah,
He's
that guy
like-
knows like everything too about this game. and like it's also like a premier rando runner as well. But yeah, that dumb jump that I did to get the nightmare key early. My last practice run before this, I think I failed it like 6 times, so I lost like half my health because of that. And then I ended up dying to this dungeon boss during that run. And I was ahead
Also,
of PB too when that happened.
Brian called it a dumb jump, but the actual jump we call the dumb jump is in the original Link's Awakening. It's on this game, unfortunately. Actually,
True.
thankfully. I should say thankfully.
Does that make this jump less dumb jump?
Yeah, it's not as bad as the dumb jump.
Yeah, this one's just early. Do we actually just call this jump like early nightmare key? Actually,
Yeah, I think I usually call it that. Or bridge skip, maybe.
yeah, I wasn't sure if it had like a distinct name for like, because there's different early nightmare keys depending on which dungeon you're in. But yeah, I don't know if this one has like a distinct name for it. Also, what is happening?
I think I've heard it called bridge skip before, but I don't know if it caught on or not.
That would make sense because normally, now that I have the hook shot after defeating Master Stalfos 4, then you can pull out bridges with the hook shot. But yeah, I was able to dash jump with the boots and do a. Is that a 4-tile jump?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 4 tiles, right? Yeah, you have to kind of like be in between 2 pit tiles so that Link doesn't just immediately fall in the pit and he can kind of like walk forward a little bit. So it's a little bit tight.
This boss is way easier without having piece of power like Ryan had last time.
Oh my gosh. The tail hit me. That's crazy.
I was gonna say, as long as you survive.
That's when he spawns top right the second time. That's the worst spawn. It's really awkward.
Yup. Yeah, as the tail sometimes like gets in your way also.
Okay, I think chat's cooking on something. They said raccoon %. Just use raccoon powder on the raccoon in the forest, and that's your category. Like 5 minutes. That's about the right length for a 5 hot dogs equivalent. I like it.
I need like a 2-hour run. We need something
you're going to submit
juicy.
raccoon % as a 2-hour run?
No, we just need something juicy.
Oh,
It's gonna like take me all day.
Oh my gosh, 2-hour run. I think the worst looking run I've seen Glyph do in this game was low %. So.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, no, I appreciate everyone in the chat getting involved with, cooking up that idea. And if you want to get more involved with the GDQ community in general, you can also join the official Games Done Quick Discord. You can add the Hotfix Enjoyer role to stay in the loop on upcoming events. You can chat with staff and a lot more. Use !Discord in the Twitch chat for an invite and more information.
Hey.
Yeah, low %'s something that it's one of those. It also doesn't exist as an official category, but Dragon and I cooked it up. It's not fun at all. It's awful.
Sure, but it's also an institution of games from this era, so in a sense you kind of had to.
Here's the thing, though. I recently discovered, I haven't run that category in like 4 years, but I recently discovered how to skip a heart container. So now you have to do the whole run with 3 hearts. So it makes it like that much worse. So now it's like,
uh-oh.
whoever wants to be the first one to actually do it, go ahead. It's probably not going to be me.
I was actually looking through things associated with the original Link's Awakening after I was doing more of the research into things, and I saw somebody at one point had actually made a less hearts mod so you could practice that. But it's good to know that they actually made it into like, okay, no, you can do this category for real now, and it's just as terrible as we thought it'd be.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that actually sounds horrible. Jeez. Well, yeah, earlier when we were talking about what's it called? Categories that aren't officially on the leaderboards, like I think both our glitchless categories are kind of recent additions because like there was enough interest in it. Like glitchless 90% and glitchless hundo as well.
Nice.
And they're fun categories.
Yeah, haven't picked them up yet, but I will try eventually.
This is
not
hook shot skip, and that's not that's no bueno.
Dang it.
Oh yeah, there's like no way to say. It's like you line up perfectly in the center of the pit, so you don't have any time.
And that one's called hookshot skipping.
Yeah, so I think I pressed like left too early, or I jumped from too far back, maybe? Not too sure. For
Oh, nice. I thought you were too low.
why I didn't clear the corner. Oh my gosh.
The same frame.
Dude.
Oh no, now Bow Wow's gonna. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I kept pausing 1 frame late, like exactly 1 frame late every time. It's so funny. Yeah, try to save time by not pause buffering as much by trying to pause like exactly on the right frame. So I'm trying to do it safer, but also like fast still by doing the pause buffer version of the skip. All right, this time I was a frame early, so that's better than being a frame late. There you go. So yeah, trick we call.
It's okay. That'll be edited out of the YouTube video.
Yeah, edit out in post, please. I'm just kidding.
You definitely aren't encouraging production to replay that.
Yeah, so that's the rooster skip. Yeah, so normally you have to, well, get the ocarina, get song 3, the Frog Song of Soul, and back in Mabe Village where I started the game at, then there's a rooster in a grave that you can revive, and when you bring him over here, you can carry him, and Link can fly around with the rooster whenever he's holding him. But doing those hookshot jumps, you can completely skip doing all of that. 'Cause, what's it called? Thanks to bomb triggers as a whole in this game, we don't need the ocarina in this category, even for opening the windfish egg at the end. Because normally that's kind of like the intended requirement one of the intended requirements to beat the game, but yeah, bomb triggers are OP. So,
and yet it's also programmed to play whatever instruments you happen to have with you, which gets really interesting depending on what category you're doing.
Yep.
Yeah, Chad's mentioning the rooster being an item in Rando. Yeah, it's incredible. Also, shout out to Dade. He's the creator of the Rando. He's insane. He knows more about like the inner workings of like Game Boy in this game in particular than probably anyone else, even the developers, maybe, honestly. Shout outs to him.
Yeah, definitely a legend, though.
Yeah, Bow Wow can eat that cutscene too, but it's a little bit more awkward sometimes, and he chooses not to. Bomb triggers destroy this dungeon. Normally, you need to use that like green ball we saw earlier to throw onto the pillars to break them. But bomb triggers just does it all for us.
Oh, whoops! I thought I dropped the bomb.
Don't try this at home.
Right? Yeah, you can also with bomb triggers, you can also drop bombs quickly into a pit, and if you drop 2 of them, I think within 4 frames apart, then it'll also cause a bomb trigger. But sometimes I'll like mash barely too slow, and then I'll like waste a few bombs. So
look, all I'm seeing here is that Link has learned how to do force push, which frankly is probably something you could try at home, as long as you're not doing it on something that's going to fall over on you if you don't succeed.
Yeah,
you might just get some weird looks in public, but you know we don't judge here at GDQ.
Who among us? Like if you were a kid if you were never a kid at the supermarket using force push to get the line out of the way so you could check out faster.
Right. All right.
So here.
Oh my gosh, I'm having the same issue as last time.
We're gonna do a super jump and use the Goomba to get an extra speed boost because you can hop on Goombas in this game, just like in Mario.
Just like Mario intended.
It's a 1 in 4 chance that they'll move to the right.
All right.
This is another run killer.
The room. Oh shoot.
There's if y'all are interested in this game, there's a safer strat, an easier strat than this, just a little bit slower. So I wouldn't recommend this if you're getting into this for the first time.
Yeah, the other strat loses about 12 seconds, but you don't have to rely on RNG. So it's like, you know, it loses 12 seconds over getting first try Goomba Surf.
It also looks really cool.
Yeah, I actually forgot how to do it. I used to sometimes
One more pause.
I got it.
Oh, there we go. Nice. Okay.
I don't know why. Just only in the GDQ shows it's been like not working for like no reason. During all my runs, like practicing up for this, it like afterwards it like it's been working. I still don't know what I've been doing different for it to like, you know, be seemingly patched occasionally. But hey, it is what it is. Finally got through it though. Oh yeah,
Surely spending $400 on a custom controller will solve those problems, right?
right.
So we save and quit earlier while we were in Rooster Skip Cave. For whatever reason, that removes a barrier on the bottom of the screen, so you can just screen wrap your hook shot to kill him from the top.
Yep. So yeah, even though when I was failing Rooster Skip and I hard reset, like, yeah, the hard reset wasn't actually as like a safety save. Technically, it was actually just for this glitch, particularly for this boss.
Right. It's a convenient place to do it because if you do fall, you can just reset your console and try Rooster Skip again.
Yeah, because since you get booted to outside of the cave, then you'd have to like double back and go back into the cave and try again. But then since we save and quit there, then yeah, we can you can just hard reset, so it's not as big of a time loss for each time that you fail Rooster Skip. So at least that's nice.
Maybe we'll actually save Marin this time.
Hey, maybe if I didn't lose a lot of time in this segment.
Maybe. Oh, never mind.
Well, I mean, at least she's not in any immediate danger.
Yeah, she found her way up there. She can find her way down. But yeah, so the reason that we skip under her is that yeah, if you touch her, then it'll trigger a cutscene where we'll talk to her, and yeah, she'll mention how like the moblins put her up there, and then oh, I mismenued. I didn't even realize. And then yeah, her dad will come and talk to both of you, and then they'll both leave, and then the
Her dad is Mario.
Yeah.
Also, you can save her from the other direction, and she'll just walk over like air.
I didn't even know that. That's so funny.
Yeah, she'll walk back the other direction, and it takes like a minute for her to do the cutscene and walk all the way over to the other side of the screen, and she'll just walk over the
It's like a stage actor. They have to hit their mark. Doesn't matter if you did something different. They're gonna do their marks the same way every time.
No. She has to exit stage left.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. I'm gonna actually like mess around with that. Probably. Yeah, so I'm gonna head out right after this run, but I'm gonna take my GBA SP with me, so might be on the bus. Oh my gosh. Whoops. Yeah, I forgot I needed to menu here. Yeah, actually, I do have a marathon coming, like 3 marathon runs coming up on Saturday, and one of them is Oracle of Seasons, so I got to de-rust that game.
Which, may we remind you all, is not the same game as the one you're watching.
No.
Yeah, so I usually don't like practicing both Link's Awakening and the Oracle games at the same time, because they kind of mess up my muscle memory, because the games are mechanically different, but like look the same. So
one thing you'll notice whenever Ryan opens up a chest, he opens up his save and quit menu, which is A, B, start, select, which skips the text on the chest. In Oracle games, that resets your game without saving. So it's like when you switch between games all the time, like I'd open up a chest and then AV start select, and it resets my game.
Yeah, yep. A time-honored tradition for anyone who runs both of those games.
Yep, I've done it too.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, this time I get to show off the lava swim, because Sunday I didn't get to. I don't know how that works, but
Not even wearing red tunic.
right?
Yeah. We're actually just sneaking all the items in from other games. We already got the hover boots earlier. We got the red tunic.
Well, red tunic's in this game, but
You're right.
Yeah, Hundo. Well, you get the choice between the red and blue.
it's not all that
red.
great at lava protection usually.
No, not so much.
Yeah, not like Ocarina of Time, right? All right, that's fine that I fell.
Fell through the floor. Yep. It turns
So right
out.
now,
So you remember when I asked earlier if you step in a pit and you don't fall, does it really count? Turns out if you sometimes you can just fall through actual floor, and that is a pit. So it's kind of like I answered my question.
Right? Oh man, I
so
didn't get enough
Ryan is
press for
using
no
his
reason.
D-pad to control the Roomba. We call it a Roomba. But you can also jump at the same time. So it's pretty tricky to like try to control Link and the Roomba at the same time.
Yep.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, so I got it fine the second time, but the first time, both falling in the pit and then like losing it too near the end.
That's a
It's-
trick you can
it's-
try at home. You can run your Roomba and you can jump around your room after it. Just try not to jump on your Roomba.
Oh my gosh, NA aim over here. All right, 2 cycles fine. I was kind of missing shots a lot in the first cycle. But yeah, so yet again, this is not meant for TV. Whatever's happening with Link.
Look, he dropped the wand, then he's picking it back up. He's now using it as a drumstick. Speaking of, like, am I wrong to think that the instruments and like the windfish would make really sick perlers as prizes for SGDQ?
Yo,
Right? Because if you're into that sort of thing, prize submissions are still open for SGDQ 2025. So,
Hey.
like, if that's your bag, if you have the perler stuff and you are inclined to the artistic spirit, I think that'd be awesome. And if you want more information about that, you can head over to gamesdonequick.com.
Also, just message me and I'll just buy that.
All right. Okay. Well, make a couple of them because you got interested buyers.
Yep. Yeah, if anyone's like talented enough and interested, then that would be so
Like,
sick.
if anyone is talented enough, that I have little doubt. It's just a matter of whether or not they're watching this show and are cool to get it done in the 2 weeks before SGDQ.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you hookshot something twice in this game, you are invincible. So Ryan was invincible there.
Oh yeah, thanks for looking out, because it was just like normal to me what I was doing, and I was like, wait.
Another thing you can try at home, you literally just hookshot something twice and then you're invincible. No AR codes required.
Yeah, so that's why I was able to just kind of like walk through those enemies while I was holding the pot.
Wait, you're saying I got my e-reader out for nothing?
Don't need it in this game.
Yep, definitely not. And yeah, so yeah, we're finishing off Dungeon 2 now that got all of... Yeah, well, the magic rod helps a lot, first off. I can just kind of like spam flames into the wall here, and was able to break the pot with one throw by clipping into the wall and throwing it to the left. And normally it takes 3 hits to break the pot. Oh, I got the side one this time. And yeah, this fight normally is like really long casually, but we get to speed it up by being able to break the genie's pot in one hit instead of 3. And then yeah, just shooting the flames at the wall with the magic rod also pretty much deletes them pretty easily.
So now we have all 8 instruments.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Watch cutscene.
Yep. So got a 40-second cutscene roughly coming up.
And then it's time to blow this maybe real, maybe not popsicle stand.
Right?
I don't know if the no death, the little secret scene after the end answers questions or raises even more of them.
True. And yeah, since I died twice in this run, we don't even get that part at the end either. Yeah. Once from
What's with the
stealing.
chain chomp? It's Link's pet.
That's Bow Wow.
Taking me for a walk.
Bow Wow's been our faithful companion this entire run.
Stuck
Hasn't been able to come into some of the dungeons. That's not really his scene, but
Yep. Sometimes helping us get in there a little early by eating the cutscene. I missed the second cutscene, unfortunately, for Dungeon 7, but this is what it is.
Normally, you're supposed to do a big trading side quest to get the lens to read a book that tells you the pattern for the egg. It turns out, if you don't read the book, the pattern is always the same. So no need to do any sort of manipulation or do the side quest.
Yep.
as it turns out, in video games at least, very much unlike in life, not reading is faster.
So true.
I can't recommend you try that in real life.
By mashing bombs, Ryan is doing a bomb trigger to skip the text. Here, normally we use powder for this first phase, but for whatever reason, if you line up just right on a 2-pixel window, you can use your sword. I don't really know how that works, but it does. This is Aghanim. The first 2 phases are guaranteed, and then much like in Link to the Past, it's random, 50-50, whether he'll shoot a energy ball or a blue ball. But thankfully, we can do manipulation by lining up our x-axis perfectly. You can actually manipulate whether or not it'll give you an energy ball. Perfect. That was really good.
Yep.
It's not the easiest thing in the world. You have to use an app to miss a sunlock. You can sunlock him and it's a little bit faster.
Oh my god, it's like, I think the 4th run in a row that I've failed this. This is crazy. I don't know what happened.
I'm just saying, we're setting you, like, any trick that didn't go right the first time, it's going to happen at SGDQ.
Yep.
And then you'll miss everything that went right today.
Oh, no.
Don't think about that.
That's not how this works.
Don't think about that, though.
I'm going to think about it during the run and be like, Glyph. It's all Glyph's fault. I'm just kidding.
Anti-shoutouts to Glyph.
Anti-shoutouts.
The end of the run, I'll be like, and no thanks to Glyph. I'm just kidding.
So this is Death Eye. He needs 16 arrow hits to his eyeball. It's random whether or not he opens it up. You can get a maximum of 4. Technically, you can get 5, but that's pretty much TAS only.
Yep.
That was a really
average.
good fight. Yeah. Didn't miss any.
Yeah, and thanks for that compliment, too. Yeah, if you miss one, you have to do a 5th cycle as well, and can be really punishing sometimes. Oh, time is when the screen fades to white.
Time.
There you go.
Forgot to
Time is
mention
right
that.
about now.
Oh yeah, time is now, by the way.
GG's, congratulations.
Hey, thank you. Hoping I didn't go overestimate this time, because
Oh, no. That was just under, that was 55:47, 46.
Nice.
no, okay.
That's solid
It's like a minute
for marathon.
below.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I usually have like 57. That's an estimate. So
As you did today.
yeah, so not bad. Yeah, because the marathon run on Sunday, I was like 40 seconds over estimate, but hey, it's only a little bit.
I was going to say, look, you're on the same minute. It still counts.
Yeah, right.
Doing this sort of thing live is so different from doing it, in a way of getting into runs. We don't think differently of anybody for coming in that close to the estimate they set.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, Ryan, Glyph, where can the people find you if they want to watch more content like this?
if you want to shoot me a follow, I'm at Ryan_Ford522 on Twitch and Twitter. And and I guess like for stuff I've been doing for stream lately, I've been swapping around games a lot because this latter half of this month I've been running for quite a few events, including
It seems that way, and that's not stopping anytime soon.
yeah, right. The Juneteenth celebration, like I had the 2 runs. There was another event called Zeldathon where I also ran this game. Yeah, there was a few other events where I've been like running not this game. So yeah, been working on Super Metroid lately. Been working on this just to try and get ready for SGDQ. Hoping to try and see if I can get at least one PB before the event. So we'll see.
Yeah, for sure.
Close.
Good luck on that.
Thank you. And then
And Glyph, how about yourself?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you can find me on twitch.tv/glyphdx and on glyphdx_ at Twitter if you're into that. I speedrun a lot of 2D Zelda, and a little bit of stream them Smash locals sometimes if you're into Melee. So yeah, good stuff. And if any of you are interested in learning this game, it is, in terms of execution and scale, a pretty low barrier of entry speedrun. We have really great guides. You can find them on speedrun.com or in our Discord. I highly recommend you going there. We're really friendly, happy to answer any questions. And yeah, highly recommend this one.
Very cool. Brian, did you have more you wanted to say? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. Yeah, I was just saying that I just run a bajillion games, but it's been like...
Yeah, no, like you are a consummate professional in the speedrunning space. Anywhere people can catch you, they absolutely should. Speaking of which, I have one more little thing. This is one you already should have caught, but you should go catch the VOD. Shout outs also to Black in a Flash, a community uplifting and connecting Black speedrunners at all levels, hosting special events throughout the year to raise money for charity and celebrate Black voices in speedrunning. You can learn more or apply to get involved at GDQ. Welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix, and welcome back to Out of the Box, the show where if you can watch it, you can run it. After that short detour to show off something extra cool from Ryan Ford, it's now time for the Bird and Bear duo. If a great speedrun you wish to see, now it is time for No POG. So sit right there and be aware. For the duo of the Bird and Bear, it's time for Banjo-Kazooie any % No POG with TSR Storm.
Yep. Hey there, everyone. So today we're going to be running 80% no POG. POG just stands for pause overlap glitch. And there's this crazy menu glitch you can do in this game. It duplicates a ton of notes. But the problem with it is it's very unmarathon safe. So you'd never be able to see it at a GDQ hotfix or even at a main event GDQ. So we're going to be running the no POG version, which is just legacy 80%. And I'm very excited for it. So yeah, we're going to restart the game real quick because the start of this run requires a setup called Demo Desync Adventure. And so what's happening here is that there are demos after this little concert that just shows Banjo running around in the different levels. And if we go on a specific demo and we turn the camera, you can actually fall into the void and start the run. So start timer. There you go. Sorry. Hopefully that was good. But yeah, now we just have to wait for this. So I'll just kind of explain what Demo Desync Adventure actually gives you. So it gives you all the moves. It gives you 25 Mumbo tokens, so we don't have to collect a single Mumbo token during the entire run. That saves a ton of time compared to Nintendo 64. And also, I didn't mention this, but we're playing on the Xbox version. So what's different about the Xbox version? So the Xbox version was released in 2008. It is a port, not emulated. It is completely ported. It runs natively on Xbox 360. I'm actually playing the Xbox One version, which is no different from the 360. But it's emulated, so, which is kind of weird to say because I just said it wasn't emulated, but it is emulated. It's an emulated version of the 360 port, so, but there's no differences. Xbox did a pretty good job with the emulation.
But also when you get right down to it, it's basically the most accessible version of it. You can get it through the Rare Replay collection.
You can get it on any version, any Xbox, except for the first one. So here we go. Sweet. All right, so now Banjo is going to die in the demo. We're going to regain control of Banjo, and then we're going to start the run in Rusty Bucket Bay. Very, very powerful glitch. So we can skip basically the entirety of Spiral Mountain and everything up until this point. So right now we're going to be collecting notes. So the goal of this run is to actually get 810 notes and open a couple levels so we can actually get the notes. And yeah, right now I'm just doing Rusty Bucket Bay, getting all the notes in here. This is a pretty quick level because we're actually going to be doing this in 2 visits instead of 1. Typically, you would do it in one visit, but I'm doing a different route where we're going to be using a transformation to clean up some notes, which I think is really cool. So, we've got some good RNG there. Those guys can be kind of finicky, so, yep. Now we're going to enter these codes. So one of the major differences between N64 80% and Xbox is that we actually have to get a little bit of jiggies. I think it's 44 jiggies on Xbox, but on N64 you only need one. You only need one jiggy because you can get into every level early, which is pretty crazy. I have to get this note. And yeah, unfortunately, Xbox kind of just doesn't have all the skips that N64 has. A lot of the skips on N64 actually require lag, and this version has no lag. It's pretty much 30 FPS all the way through. No frame drops or anything, especially on Xbox One, so... But yeah, we're gonna get this jiggy. We're gonna try to use gold feathers to our advantage here. But yeah, we also start with max consumables. So we start with 10 gold feathers, 50 red feathers, and 100 blue eggs. So that's pretty powerful.
Am I right to figure that you probably, that makes it so the route no longer needs to pick up additional ones of those?
No, you don't have, you really don't have to collect any. I might collect some, just, you know, to collect them. They might be in the way, but I really don't need a single consumable at all.
You don't have to route for it in any case.
No, you don't, yeah. On N64, it is very, very crucial that you route in consumables because you actually just start with 0. So, and you don't, you do a glitch on N64 called Furnace Fun Moves. And what that is it basically allows you to transfer moves from one file to another. So it's kind of like Demo DSig Adventure in a way, but that's more of a like not out of the box glitch because you have to have another file ready, and you have to do a setup for it before the run starts.
Effectively a new game plus.
Exactly, yeah, it is pretty much a new game plus. And so right now we're gonna get this jiggy. This is actually one of the more scarier rooms in the game, even casually. I mean, this is just a nightmare for most people, but what we're gonna do is I'm gonna try to void out here instead of dying. Uh-oh, am I gonna get it? Yeah, I got it. Okay, cool. So that instead of dying there, I voided out. And what that does is just lets us save a life because we only have 2 right now. And also something crucial is that if I game over in this run, I can't go back into this file. So that's that'd be bad, but I'm gonna route in extra lives just in case. But there's just no way you can die in this. Like in just game over. It's never happened to me, even in practice. Like it's just, yeah, it's super easy to manage your lives in here. So, but yeah. Also, the reason why we're going to be doing RBB or Rusty Bucket Bay in 2 trips is because notes actually save on the Xbox version. That is not something that happens on Nintendo 64. And that's, you know, very good casually because then, you know, if you die, you don't have to collect the notes again. But yeah, we're going to use that to our advantage though, so that we can do Rusty Bucket Bay in 2 trips, which is pretty cool. But here we have a skip called 640 note door skip. So we're going to be building up a ton of speed on this ledge in Talon Trot. We're going to clip through the ledge. We're going to turn the camera around. We're going to use this out of bounds water to get into the loading zone and enter this room early. So that's a pretty big skip. That skip is actually a lot more important than it looks because it looks so easy, but that allows us to gain access to the Click Lockwood lobby, which we have a cauldron here, and now we actually have access to the entire layer now once we hit this cauldron. And that's very, very powerful.
Considering for all the things Demo Adventure gives you, 640 notes was not one of them.
No, it wasn't, no. So you don't start with any notes, no jiggies, no nothing. So that's kind of why it's allowed, because you don't really start with any actual collectibles that are flags. So yeah, we just hit that Click Lockwood switch, so now we actually have access to Click Lockwood. But you would typically see Click Lockwood early on N64 there, but unfortunately, the setup for N64 doesn't work, and there hasn't been really a lot of like research put into it to actually find a setup for that. And so that means we'll have to collect an additional 15 jiggies in order to open it up. But if that was found, that would save, I think Click Lockwood early would save several minutes in this run. It would probably take this down to maybe sub 50 minutes. So, yeah. So right now, we're actually going to be entering a level early. This is one of the more harder tricks in the run. This is, I think, the only level early we're going to be doing as Banjo besides Demo DSig Adventure, where we got into RBB early. But But yeah, I have to do a slope clip here in order to clip out of bounds and then navigate to the loading zone for Reese's Peak. So we'll see how this goes. Sweet, we clipped out of bounds. I'm gonna use 3 feathers, gonna do a beak bomb, and I'm going to beak bomb into the loading zone, and we're in for Reese's Peak. Sweet.
Oh, nice. Very
Yep.
well done.
Yeah, it's very fast, but it saves about, I think, 7 jiggies in the run, and we don't have to go over to the puzzle for it. Okay, something else is that Xbox can't skip all text. It can skip some, but it can't skip all like N64. That's because the trigger for skipping text is L, R, and B, and the Xbox devs just forgot about the L button. That's actually a common mistake in a lot of N64 emulated or even ports where the devs just forgot the L button existed, and it just, I don't know, it's super weird. I don't know why that's the case, but it's just not documented at all anywhere that the L button actually does something in the game. It's more kind of like a developer secret. But yeah, unfortunately, that loses a bit of time on Xbox. I think for 100%, it loses about 5 minutes, so it's pretty big, but Xbox is actually generally faster than N64 in most categories. But we're gonna try to get that Jiggy, very nice. All right, we got that Jiggy while beak bombing, and that was like super slick. I usually don't get that, so that's really cool that we got that. But yeah, we're gonna get these notes on top of the hat. We're gonna come down here, we're gonna get these notes, and we're just kind of getting all these notes. And we're gonna kind of recoup on feathers. We don't really need them, but I guess for safety, we can just run into them since they're in the way.
Grabbing stuff in my collectathon?
I know.
I mean, like, it's more likely than you'd think.
I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I mean, the really nice part about that is it gives you a much more definitive idea. Like, when people were first starting out, I imagine, like, it really helped to have the clear idea of, like, okay, our route has to take us through these areas because that's where the notes are. That's where the jiggies are.
Right, yeah. Yeah, we definitely use, like, where notes are to our advantage to collect other, like, eggs and feathers. Not in this category, obviously, because we have so many, but in N64, it's any percent. It's definitely useful if there's feathers or eggs in your way, because you start with 0. But yeah, we're gonna be getting these notes, and I'm gonna be getting health here because I took damage in engine room, so there we go. And we're gonna be doing kind of a complicated strat here where we're gonna be getting these notes in the water while taking damage, and it's pretty scary because you can accidentally kind of die, but we're just gonna try to get it first try here. Alright. Should be good. Yeah, we're on a really good cycle here, so sweet. Okay, this guy can kind of be in the way. I'm not gonna deal with that guy today. For some reason on Xbox, these snowmen can just snipe you, and it, like, in the worst parts possible, because you need to be at a certain amount of health here for a death warp that we're about to do. So yeah, this will be the first death warp. We're just dying on this torch here. And we're gonna fall into this cutscene, and that actually skips this cutscene for later when we transform into our transformation of the run, which I kind of don't want to spoil, but if you're familiar with Banjo-Kazooie speedruns, you'll know what I'm talking about. So
Banjo's bottom he did burn. Now to the hub world will return.
I know, yeah.
I probably should have written some of these down beforehand.
Yeah, so right now we're actually going to be going down to Mumbo's Mountain, the first level. That's just how crazy this route is, where we're going, you know, from the 5th level, or the second to last level to the 5th level to the first level. It's really crazy. So
look, level order is just a suggestion. This is an open world game, right? It's not like there's totally anything gating you off from different zones.
Yeah, I don't know what these note doors are. I know they're just kind of in my way, but so that's our first note door we're going to be opening, is the 50 note door. But right now we're going to go down to Mumbo, and we're going to be getting this Jiggy, which is kind of fun because this is actually on N64. You're required to grab this Jiggy still, and on Xbox you don't have to, but we're obviously going to get it because we need that Jiggies to open up levels. So if there was a way to get into Mumbo's Mountain early, you would need 0 Jiggies in the entire Nintendo 64 run, so kind kind of sucks that isn't the case. But here's some more time lost in the run, so we can't skip this. On N64, we could just immediately skip this and place a Jiggy inside the puzzle, but unfortunately, we can't do that on Xbox. So those devs forgot that L button. So, yep.
They didn't just take the L, they took the L away from us.
That's what I'm saying.
Actually, a good thing, I guess. We don't have to take the L.
Yep.
But it's slower, so that in and of itself is an L.
Yep, definitely. So we're going to be kind of just collecting Jiggies and notes in here. There's actually a lot of fast notes and Jiggies in here because it's a very short level. So that's what's nice about Mumbo's Mountain. But yeah, there's actually typically like a text box for grabbing your first Jiggy. But since we grabbed our Jiggies before entering Mumbo's Mountain, the game actually never cares again to check for that text box, and you can just skip that entirely. And that's actually a pretty big time save on Xbox since you can't skip text. So yeah. All right, let's get this Jiggy. I'm gonna try to do a little strat here where you can go into Talon Trot to skip some of the animation. There we go. That was really good. So you can go into the loading zone, go into the Talon Trot animation, and then once you touch the loading zone, it will just automatically put you in Talon Trot, and that saves a bit of time. I love that strat. It's very hard though. I wouldn't call it frame perfect, but it's pretty close. We're gonna try to get all the juju. That's okay. There we go. Now we're getting the Jiggy. Good. But yeah, a lot of dances in this run. A lot of dances, unfortunately. There's her other extra life. All right. Another Jiggy dance. But yeah, something down here is that, so Xbox is based on the NTSC 1.1 version of the game, and there's a trick on 1.0 in PAL where you can actually climb that termite tower, and on 1.1 they fixed it, so you actually can't climb that termite tower. Well, you can, but you would have to do frame perfect Talon Trot jumps, and I think you have to do at least 5 in a row, and it's pretty crazy. So it has not been put in the route yet.
I was expecting you to give a double-digit number. On the other hand, that still sounds miserable.
Yeah, it is pretty. I mean, that's just climbing the first story, though. If you want to climb the entire tower, it is definitely probably like 15 frame perfects in a row. So it's, because on the first floor there's notes, and we don't really want the Jiggy on top because it would be harder to get. But if you're just doing the first floor, then it's only about 5. But it's definitely, as Banjo runners, we're not very keen on frame perfect tricks. We don't really like them, unlike other games. I guess because we just aren't as competitive as like a Mario game or whatever. But yeah, it's definitely a hard trick though. All right, we're gonna be in the switch, and we're gonna be. Typically, you actually need the termite for this Jiggy, but we're gonna be using some game mechanics to get up there early. I don't know if that. Oh, that did actually hit. Wow. All right, that kind of sucks. It was a bit of time, but that's okay. All right, cool. We got all our Jiggies over here. Now we're going to head down towards the water area, and we're going to be trying to skip the dance of this Jinjo by jumping into the water. See if it goes right. Sweet. So I'm going to do a flutter, and then that skips the dance. Don't have to do the dance there. It saves about 4 seconds. In 100%, that actually saves more time, because if that's your 10th Jiggy, then you have to watch a longer dance. And yeah, if I missed it there, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. So yeah, 94 notes. Typically on N64, you definitely would get all 100. So, but because of that 1.1 patch, we can't get all 100. So now we're going to be doing a slow baby's trick to get this Jiggy without using the termite. And yeah, that was pretty quick, but it's a bit tricky. It's definitely one of the first things you'll learn in the game if you run 100%, which I would recommend. Don't learn any percent. This is a kind of hard category. Well, at least not this one, but on N64, that's where most people play. And that's a very, very difficult category. And I'll be running that at Summer Games on Quick 2025 if it gets picked. So
I'd say depending on where people's kids go.
Right, yeah. Right. So we're going to open Treasure Trove Cove. On N64, there is a way to get into this level early, but unfortunately, it uses lag, and no lag on Xbox, so we can't get into the level early. We have to open it up. It only costs 2 Jiggies, though, so it's not that big of a deal. But that actually it kind of is a big of a deal because like I think it's like 40 seconds to add an additional 2 jiggies to the run, so it's still a lot. All right, now we're in TTC or Treasure Trove Cove. We're gonna be getting these notes and then getting this Jinjo. Kind of just a lot of grabbing stuff quickly. Then instead of lowering the water here by pooping some eggs into Leaky, we're just gonna kind of do some damage boosts here so we could get rid of the shrapnel, and then get these notes, and then go inside the sandcastle and get these notes in swimming, which you definitely wouldn't do. Oh shoot. Okay. Yeah, I accidentally surfaced there. It's very easy to surface in here, and it's very annoying. So yeah, we're good now. Yeah, we're not gonna be getting that jiggy either because can't access that without actually bringing Leaky or giving him eggs. So patching his hole in his bucket.
Chat mentioning how the shark always terrified them as a kid.
Oh yeah, the shark.
Funny enough,
Yeah.
the thing that I was most afraid of that shows up in this game, as well as a couple others on N64, was the bees. Literally just the giant beehives in this game.
Right. Yeah, those are a bit scary. Yeah. Did you know you can actually gold feather those and they will die?
Nice.
Fun fact. Yeah. If anybody would like to try that, yeah, it works on all versions, so definitely try that out next playthrough. But yeah, right now, yeah, it's just not a lot of tricks, just collecting stuff really fast. So there's not a lot to explain. But we're gonna try
I guess we'll just watch you play the game really skillfully.
Yeah, that works too. Yeah, I mean, if you just want to sit back and enjoy the run, that's good with me. So
true.
Yeah, we're gonna do a beak buster here to get in there.
While you watch, if you have a little bit extra screen space or you want to jump on your phone, you can go over to the yeti.com/GDQ to check out the Hotfix Summer Merch Collection. There's a new shirt, new keychain, and sticker pack. And there may even be more cool Coop and Hotfix merchandise coming through SGDQ and just beyond that. Lots to look forward to.
Now we're going to be doing a beak bomb into this wall, and that'll kind of set us up correctly to grab this Jiggy in flight. And then we're going to be beak bombing over here, trying to get these 2 notes, or not 2 notes, sorry, 3. But it's kind of hard because the flight controls in this game are just complete, like they're so bad. But if you actually hold the RB button on Xbox or the R button on N64, it'll actually turn faster. So that's very useful for collecting things very fast and very efficiently in flight. All right, don't get that. Okay, I didn't want to get that health because I'm supposed to get 2, but that's fine. I'll just have to take an extra damage in Nipper. Oh no. Oh, that works too. Let's just take damage there. That worked out. But yeah.
He really just said, "Oh, you need some help taking damage? I got you."
Right, yeah. He's like, "Yeah, I'll give you a little love peck. There you go." All right, trying to get these in Talontra. It's pretty difficult because these are like in the weird, like it's on a very small slope that you can easily fall off of. So yeah. Getting that Jiggy. And we're gonna try to get these 3 notes like as quickly as possible, and this guy can be in the way, but that's okay. We have to get an extra health though. Here we go. But yeah, on Xbox, all the enemies are like super aggressive because on 64 there's a bit of lag and that causes them to slow down for some reason. And yeah, on Xbox, since they're just a solid 30 FPS, they are just on aggro mode the entire run. So that's a bit unfortunate. I'll try to get this Jiggy in flight. Sweet.
Nice.
Gonna get this. I have to flutter there not to take fall damage. That's important.
We also have some people in chat wishing you good luck. Not that you've needed it so far. You like all of your called shots have absolutely worked out so far. But I think maybe some of our friends from Banjo Races who raided in a little bit earlier.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Also, nice gamer pick. You get a gamer pick if you collect all the Jinjos and TDC for some reason. That's an Xbox thing. No idea why they did that. We're going to be trying to do a thing called Nipper Skip here. Sweet, we got it. So
Look, there was an era, the early Xbox 360 days, where gamer pics and your profile was like, that was how you represented yourself as an Xbox gamer. I don't know how to how to explain it. So many people that I know were like, they basically went anti on it, because you could buy gamer pics and like, represent yourself that way. But they also did a bunch of promotional stuff. So like, one of my friends literally just used like the Mr. Pringles promotional picture forever and ever. Might still have it up on his profile. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually use the gamer pic that I think you unlock in this game.
Nice.
Yeah, I think you do. Yeah. I think it's this game. It might be Tui, I don't know, but you get a couple gamer pics, and yeah, I still use it on my 360 profile, so it's very cool. All right, we're gonna be opening Click Clock Wood now, which is kind of crazy. Like, you would never do this in a casual playthrough, like do Treasure Trove Cove and then Click Clock Wood. That's entirely crazy, but it kind of works out like that. So, which is very, very cool. I'm going to be getting an extra life so that I don't have to worry about dying. This is a great run so far. Maybe I shouldn't, but I don't know. I think this is still PB pace.
I mean, push through, go for it then. If you're feeling frisky, you're definitely on point so far.
Yeah. And I'll just get it just in case. It's very quick, so it's not like a slower one. So, all right, now we're gonna have to head right up to Click Clock Wood, which is really cool because we can actually just use this cauldron to get back up to Click Clock Wood lobby. We only have like 300 notes so far, so we definitely can't get back to where we were, but we can just use the shortcut to get there again. Sweet. And so we're going to be doing Click Clock Wood in 2 visits as well as Rusty Bucket Bay. So right now we're going to try to complete all of spring so we can get all the notes in there. And then we're going to be leaving the level with the bee. And we're going to be doing a trick known as Reverse Bee Adventure, which allows us to just fly in the entire layer, go into levels early as the bee. And it's extremely powerful, and you'll see why. So definitely excited to show that off. Yeah, so unlock the spring switch, and right now we kind of want to unlock the summer switch as well. And so we'll do that as our goal for spring 1. But yep, this level is like hard-ish. It's one of those levels that is like really easy to mess up if you're nervous, because there's just a lot of like platforming, and like it's the most 3D platformer run in the entire level. Or sorry, in the entire game.
Yeah, fair. It's kind of like where you were describing using Talon Trot up the thin platforms in previous levels. I imagine you're kind of similarly up in your head, or like really trying to stay locked in for that style of platforming all the way through.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. Because you can see I'm trying to just use Talon Trot as much as I can here, and like swerve around those alcoves. I need this guy alive because we're actually going to be death warping on this guy later. So I give him a little... There's like a mechanic in this game where you can like push enemies. Completely useless, but
except when it's
useful.
Not. Go figure.
Yeah, I know. But it's useful for a speedrun, so that's very nice. Ooh, okay, there we go. Yeah, we're trying to cancel the fall damage animation by going off the edge and then coming back on. Yep. Very cool. I'll try to take damage here. Sweet. And now we're at 1 HP, and we're going to be ready for a death warp. All right. Am I going to get a washing machine? There is a 10% chance that... Or no, sorry, not 10. 5% chance that he'll transform me into a washing machine. No, he did not. Unfortunate. But, yeah, it's pretty funny, but obviously you don't want that to happen in a speedrun. But I would love for it to happen in a marathon because it's just funny.
Fair.
And then there's a 1% chance that he tries to turn you into a T-Rex. And he's like, I'll save it for next game. You know, and he does save it for next game. Or at least he kind of does, because Wumba transforms you. But, yeah, pretty cool Easter egg, but it loses a ton of time.
Probably Rare admitting, hey, we had this idea, but we couldn't quite make it work in the pixel, polygon count and keep the frame rate stable. So maybe for the next game.
Right. Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely.
Rare were definitely that particular kind of cheeky as a bunch of British blokes.
Yeah. Oh, I might have went a little bit too high there, but that's okay. Trying to get this jiggy, and then I'm going to fall into this guy, hopefully. and then die. Very cool. It was kind of in a weird spot. It's completely RNG, so. Yeah, right now we're going to be doing a trick known as Brentilda out of bounds. So we're going to try to go into this corner here, fall into Brentilda, flip out of bounds, just like that. And now we can go around the G transformation zone and use the B anywhere we want. It was that fast. Very powerful. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay, that was a weird camera, but we're good. Yeah, I have to go around the water here because you actually can't go through water as the B. But if you go around it, then the game doesn't really care if you're underneath it. And all right, we're going to be entering RBB early again. And we're going to be cleaning up our notes in here. This is actually a route that I only really do. I'm not even sure if it saves time, but I think it's just so cool, like doing all these levels as the B, that I definitely want to, you know, show it off for a marathon. But yeah, we're trying to get all these notes as quickly as possible. If you hold X or B on N64, the B will actually go faster, and so we use that to our advantage a lot. Uh-oh. Need to get that note.
No, I feel like you shouldn't hold the B. The B is trying to fly around.
Right, yeah, no, yeah. Don't hold B. Well, I guess I'm holding X, but...
Fair.
Yeah.
No, but when you said, with apologies to She Says on YouTube, when you said we take the B anywhere we want to, I absolutely thought of the opening to the YouTube series Boundary Break.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, because you can take the B anywhere you want. Like, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So if you're not familiar, that's a show where they use like debug builds of games or debug cameras to show like what's off screen in games where like only some things load in, or just like where like character models got left out of bounds as part of the development process, or like how they fake a camera angle to look a certain way. So they describe it. It's like where we take the camera basically anywhere we want to. So that's what I was thinking. Like, welcome to Boundary B Break, where we take the B pretty much anywhere we want to. Finish the game quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's just such a powerful glitch that, I mean, if She Says made another video, I bet he could just do it with the B. I'm gonna be honest, no debug tools at all, just do a glitch. Oh no, I need that note. Actually, I'll just skip it. I can afford to skip one note in the run, so that will be the note I'll be skipping.
All right.
Very cool.
There will be a quiz on that later, chat. Remember which note we skipped.
Right. Yeah, for Furnace Fun, definitely. Yeah, you have to remember that note. But yeah, we'll be seeing how we skip Furnace Fun as well in this run, so that's a very interesting skip. But yeah, we're almost done with the level. We kind of just have to come in here, get a Jiggy, get some notes, and then void out. It's kind of hard to get this Jiggy, but we got it. Very nice. Get that, get these, get that. Sweet.
Chad asking a question about the Xbox version of both this game and its sequel, actually. I believe this is correct. They're asking if Xbox made stop and swap work. And my recollection is that, yes, you can actually carry over your save game to it.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, stop and swap actually does work on the Xbox versions, which is very cool, but it doesn't really give you anything interesting. But it's cool nonetheless, you know.
Yeah. Do I remember right that the story behind why they didn't keep that in originally was essentially because that cartridge swapping trick actually only worked properly with like earlier revisions of the N64?
Yeah, that's correct. Yep. I guess some N64s that they made past 98 apparently were just better, and they couldn't really do the exploit on it. But yeah, right now we're going to be entering Mad Monster Mansion, I guess early. I would say, yeah, it's early. But yeah, all you have to do, there's like a thing called a bit clip that you have to do on N64. We don't do any of those in this category, but all you have to do on Xbox is just fly into this corner as the B, and you're in. That easy. That was kind of slow,
I'm
but...
updating my notes. B clips better than bit clips. Got it.
Right. Yep, definitely. And now we're going to be doing Mad Monster Mansion as the B, because typically on Nintendo 64, you have to raise the water level as the pumpkin. And we don't have to do that because we started in Rusty Bucket Bay, and we hit the second water switch instead of the first, and that just totally erases the need to hit the first one. And that saves 20 tokens in the speedrun, so very powerful. This is a kind of a scary level because these ghosts are just so annoying. You can't kill them, then they'll just run into you, and it's a whole, you know, it's the whole battle with these guys. So yeah, like, I won't even know, like, let's see how the RNG is today. Oh, he's right there. Oh yeah, this is not good. Okay, we kind of saved it. This is kind of slow though, unfortunately, because he was in the way, but we should be good now. All right, land on the roof, get these notes. And yeah, just such a powerful glitch using the bee. I mean, you can just fly anywhere you want. It's having, like, you know, God mode anywhere in the entire game. And there is definitely some setbacks, because since we don't have access to the, you know, the normal moveset of Banjo, we can't do a lot of things. We can't kill enemies. You know, you can't hit switches. You can't, like, use eggs at all. There's a lot of stuff in the game that uses eggs, so it's a bit unfortunate.
I wonder
but
if there's a way you could combine doing this and the push mechanic that you described earlier in the run to technically do like a pacifist run of Banjo.
You probably could. Yeah, I don't think you, like, I don't know. Is defeating Grunty count as, you know, like, killing her? I don't know. I guess it's kind of not pacifist, but I think you can. Yeah, you don't have to.
As long as you're willing to
enemy.
argue that Grunty does it to herself, then yes.
Right, and she's not technically dead yet, so just saying. But yeah, I mean, I think I've definitely heard that before, someone trying to do that, and it's a pretty interesting run. Because it's basically almost like damageless, because you can't, you know, defeat enemies for health.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for it. It's not my thing personally. Like, I don't know that I'd ever try to run one, but challenge runs that specifically contravene the inherent mechanics in a game.
Right, yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of doing challenge runs like that, so... Yeah. Because I think I'm actually going to try a run where I collect the least amount of notes possible in the game, and I think it's 180. I think I did the math correctly, and that's with the pause overlap glitch, and that's a whole ordeal I would have to explain. So, but yeah, if you're interested in pause overlap glitch runs, definitely check out speedrun.com. And
yeah, as I was gonna say, it's the overlay on the bottom of the screen tells you right now. The POG or POG is the pause overlay glitch, and you can learn more at speedrun.com/BK.
Definitely. Yeah, we're about to finish up Mad Monster Mansion here. We're just gonna get these notes, and I guess I gotta ghost press. I wanted to press A twice there, but unfortunately only once. And there we go. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm gonna try to take damage on this bat. Sweet. Oh, I didn't get the note though. Oh no.
That's what you get for not saying both of the things you were planning on doing. Because every time you said something's gonna happen, it has. So.
Yep. But that's fine. Just a little time loss. And then we're going to be going into the Napper room. And so something interesting here is if you actually skip the dance for this Jiggy, you notice how I just got an extra life there? You can hear the extra life sound. It, the extra life on the chandelier just teleported to me. And it's a weird case of a use after free exploit. And I don't know why it works, honestly. Probably should be more research into it. But you can actually use that to, like, teleport the door. And that saves time in the 100% speedrun. So it's a pretty cool trick you can do.
Definitely.
All right. And now we're going to death warp on this fire, because we actually can't leave this room. We're technically soft locked, unless we die. So there we go. All right. And now we're heading to our next level, Gobi's Valley. And guess what? We're going to be entering it early, so stay tuned for that in just a couple seconds. Yeah, this flight section right here is pretty weird because you have to, like, go down. You can't just go straight. But yeah, we're going to try to get this Jiggy with the bee's big nose. There we go. And yeah, this trick can be so dumb to get into this level early. On Xbox, it's like 10 times as harder. Okay, this might not go as planned. There we go, sweet. You have to build a ton of speed, and then you can clip onto the leaves and into the level early. So, very, very overpowered glitch with the bee. And we're gonna try to get all these notes in flight. It's gonna be kind of hard. There we go. We're gonna get these notes in flight as well. Very nice. Okay. And now, since the bee's so short and the collision's so dumb here, we can actually just go underneath the Sphinx and get into it early, yeah.
Perfect. I love it.
I know, perfect scenario, yeah, because the bee's so short, so. Oh, okay, cool. It pushed me up. That was good. I thought I wasn't going to collect that Jiggy. We're going to take 1 health of damage here so that we just have... What are you doing? What? Okay, that has never happened, but that's fine. Hey, it's never happened before. GDQ signature.
You said the thing.
I said the thing, yeah. It always happens at least once in a GDQ run.
Actually, I'm not sure if that's happened before or not on this show. I was about to say that's never happened before, has never happened before on Out of the Box.
Yeah. All right, and now we're going to try to get these notes in flight. This is kind of difficult as well. Gobi's Valley is a very difficult level to do in flight, and that was good. That was perfect. Very nice. And if you've ever played this game before, you just know how bad the bee is to control. So it's definitely very difficult to get all these notes quickly and efficiently.
So you're saying there's a lot to be learned in this speedrun?
That's correct. Yep, a lot to be learned.
Very good. Oh, now I get it.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna try to collect this note and then get these notes up here in flight, which is kind of hard. The Xbox version has like some kind of weird sensitivity issues, but it's not that big of a deal. Very minor. And you can't really hold straight very well because of no notches, so.
But it does make, even if it's not that hard in and of itself, I imagine it makes offering a bid war between the N64 and Xbox versions a much more interesting proposition.
Right, yeah, I'm kind of terrified.
To the opening of Summer Games Done Quick in a few weeks.
Yeah, I'm terrified of that. I'm pretty well practiced on both runs because they are very different speed runs. So, but yeah, N64 is definitely the more scary category. There's a lot of tricks. Then there's a few tricks that actually, if you just fail them, it will literally cost you a minute and a half. So, and it's one of those float perfect precise, which just means like so precise. It's like 100,000th of a unit precise. And you have to do a setup for it, and if you fail it, it's game over. You have to do it again, so. And right now we're gonna try to clip out of bounds. It's gonna push us out. And we're gonna use our out of bounds to get into here early without having to use Beak Bomb. Oh no, that is the first time I've ever done that. Am I gonna get it? Sweet, okay. That actually happened to me the last time I ran this category on Hotfix. That's kind of funny. But, because I just didn't press A enough. That was weird. Alright, now we're gonna do a intentional death warp to get back to the start of the level. And we're gonna have our 85 notes, so. Very nice. That was a really good GV. So. Alright, and my next world is the hardest yet. I don't know about that, Grunny. I don't know about that. We're gonna be going to Bubble Goop Swamp here, and it's not a hard level.
All right,
at all.
well, Grunty made the bet, so I'm gonna say you're gonna take that bet.
Hopefully, we'll see if I mess up a lot. This is kind of a hard movement level, but it's nothing terrible can happen. So right now we're gonna fly over here. We're going to go underneath the level, and we're going to try to use that to get into the level early. Sweet. That was really weird. I thought that was going to fail, but that's cool. That worked out. So yeah, we got into Bubble Goop Swamp early as the bee. Oh no. Oh, I actually got that. Wow. That was like barely touching the ground. That was crazy. All right. And yeah, we're gonna be using just the bee's flight to get all these notes very quickly. I don't think there's like a single trick in here, so just complex movement. So I think I pressed A1 too many times there. That's fine. Just have to get these notes, and we're just gonna be trying to fly, because flying as the bee is extremely fast. You don't want to walk at all. It's very slow. So I'm trying to get these in flight. Sweet. And just walk for these, because it's faster just to walk. And then try to get these in flight. Very cool. Jump down. Get these. And then try to like slide off the log there so I don't have to press A to jump. And that allows us to be lower and we can touch the ground easier. And then we're gonna land right here. Over here, get these. We can get these as the bee, which is really nice because you're typically supposed to get them as the crocodile, but yeah,
I mean, as it turns out, any low clearance transformation will work.
Yeah, it just works out. They're all pretty much the same height. I don't know if that's like exactly true, but I think that's the case.
Yeah.
Pretty hard section here though, trying to get these notes in flight as the bee. Perfect. And now we're gonna do the maze, and the maze is really cool. I love this part because we're gonna be using the top of the maze to our advantage. So we're gonna be flying up, landing, falling down, getting these notes, flying, landing, getting the note. Very cool stuff. I like this a lot. And then our extra note's actually in here, so we're going to be collecting that because we missed one in, what level was it? RBB or Icy Bucket Bay, I think? Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah,
get this
do you remember? You can't see it, but I'm pointing at the
I know.
screen right now.
Oh yeah, the quiz, yeah.
But yes, I believe you're correct.
Yep. Alright, get that note. Like, oh, I'm too high. That's okay. I'm just gonna land, get these. Trying to fly there at the lowest possible point. Alright, pretty scary stuff. Thing here. I don't know what to call it, but it's pretty scary because there's gonna be a detransformation zone, but I can't see where the hell I'm going, so hopefully this will be okay. Okay, we got it. Invisible loading zone, we got it. You can kind of use the extra life there to figure out where you are, so that's nice. Gonna be opening up this note door now, which is kind of cool. B does the dance, or no dance, just stares at the camera. but yeah. So yep, another early. No ceiling in this room, so just go right into the level. It doesn't matter. And this is probably the hardest level in the entire run as the bee, so I have to get these notes very quickly and efficiently because there are these Champas and they will take your life if you don't do this level correctly. Okay, I was too low, so I had to press A again, but that's fine. Sweet. And then no ceiling here. Oh, a little bit too low. So yeah, just gonna go right over it. Typically this would be like extremely laggy on N64, but again, no lag, so you can kind of just, not have to deal with that. Getting that jiggy by going out of bounds. And since we went around the water plane, the water won't interact with us, which is very nice. Gonna use that to fall down. Swipe the key as the bee because it just cares about your body. It doesn't care about a beak buster or anything else. And raise clanker and watch this awesome cutscene. That's really boring, but
now featuring a bee.
Right? Yeah.
How'd that bee get there?
I don't know. Somehow slipped through Brentilda and now we're here. So no idea. But yeah, this level's really cool as the bee. I think this is the coolest level to even do and watch someone do in a speedrun as the bee because, I mean, there's just so much swimming. Oh, come on, go up. And we're evading all of it because we're the bee, so. But yeah, and instead of swimming, though, we do have to walk a lot, which is basically almost as fast as swimming, so. But yeah, like, coming from here to over here is definitely way faster than swimming as the bee. Oh, come on, I wanted to go in flight. I go up here, come down here, get this extra life. Getting these notes. Kind of a scary section because of it's just such a, small. Oh, am I gonna go? There we go. Sweet, it clipped me up. land on here, get these notes, and then we're going to use the bee's big nose to get this Jiggy without having to open up the gate for it. So, yeah, there you go. And no ceiling again.
That's the second time we've done that, right?
Right, yeah. Is it the second? No, I think it's the third.
Third. Okay.
Yeah, we did it, I believe, in Freezy Peak Lobby to get a Witch Switch Jiggy without actually having to hit the Witch Switch.
Gotcha.
But yeah. Oh, please don't hit me. That's not good. I don't like getting hit here. It's probably fun. Alright. Next room. And we're gonna be eating these notes. Please. No! Just barely not high enough. Yeah, it can be really random what your height's gonna be there. Alright, and then we're gonna pop in the water and try to get these notes in flight. Oh, it's kind of a bad cycle though. That's too bad. Yeah, oh no. Yeah, we're probably gonna miss. So Clanker's bolt raises up every 10 seconds. You just saw it there. And we want to get there as soon as it raises so that we don't have to wait for it. And we're probably going to have to wait for it now, which is a bit unfortunate, but that's all right. Come on. Well, yeah, it doesn't really matter now that we're losing time because we just have to wait for it, so. All right, we're going to try to get these notes and then damage boost. We'll see how this goes because it's kind of random if you get hit or not. Okay, we're good. That's very scary because I don't want to die, but... Oh, no, that's not good. Okay, don't get hit by that guy. Okay, good. Alright, and then over here... Oh, wow, okay, that was really good. We got all of those in flight, so... Very nice. Alright, and get 86 notes in here, and then we're going to clip out using the teeth because the bee's just a... menace. So there you go. Very easy, like the easiest clip in the entire game. I'm not even joking. So you just run into the wall. No precise inputs needed. Uh-oh, I don't like this camera. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, land, get these notes. Don't land on that. That sometimes can happen and it's very annoying, but this is extremely hard. Watch out. This is, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, It's actually not that hard. It's the bee's just short enough to walk there. It doesn't get hit at all.
I figured that's what we were doing, but I didn't want to break in just in case you meant it seriously.
Yeah, it's very easy. Anybody can do that. All right, now we're going to be heading back to Clockwood. This is our goodbye to the bee transformation. Unfortunately, his time is now run its course, so we're going to be using this cauldron to get back up, and then since there's a detransformation zone right here, we can actually just use it to return as Banjo and Kazooie, so we're back.
With thanks and or apologies to Hideo Kojima, never be game over.
Right. All right, now Clockwood 2, and so what we can do here is just go immediately to Summer, to our right here, and do our thing here. All right. Yeah, this is like kind of scary. When you're nervous, you can mess it up, but I'm pretty confident now because the run has been going so well. This might be PB pace still too, so we'll see. 'Cause I haven't messed up like anything. Yep. All right. So we're gonna climb up the tree. I'm just gonna wait for these guys. You typically want to jump around them, but it's not even that big of a time loss to wait for them. So yeah. All right. Jump up here, and then kind of a scary part over here. For marathon safety, I'm not gonna do a crazy strat where you jump for this. I'm just going to go to the back and grab it with a hitbox extension, which is like kind of cool. I like it. Yeah, there you go. I didn't like this camera though. It flipped, so. Come on. Let's go this way. All right. And then scary thing here. There's just no hitbox there, so you can kind of jump on that guy. Very cool. But it's very scary though. Like when I first started doing that, it definitely scared the crap out of me. But now I'm more confident, so.
No, for sure. I mean, that's honestly the nature of a lot of things in speedrunning, whether it's quick, whether it's a route, whether it's an enemy. Everything looks scary until you make it work a couple of times, and it's like, oh, okay, I can do this kind of consistently now. Neat.
Yeah, definitely. And so we're going to be using a death warp here to come back to the start of the stage, and since note save on Xbox, it's not that big of a deal, so. Oh, right, I'm going to... Why did I think I was going to spring? That's okay, we're going to fall. There's a lot of notes in fall, so this is like the most important stage, or I guess season in the level. I think there's like 40 something in here, it's pretty crazy. And the other levels, like other seasons, only have like 16, so...
Yeah, we had somebody in chat asking just earlier if there was a version that was quote unquote better for speedrunning. It's really impressive to me how like relatively comparable in terms of overall clear time and the way you're describing the tricks between two versions. Even if some of the things are like fundamentally different, like your routing has got to be different because the game saves notes for you in this version.
Right, yeah. I would say like if you're a beginner, I would definitely like recommend speedrunning the Xbox version because of the note saving. But it's really just about preference for like what version you like to play better, because or which version is better to play. Because I really love this Xbox version. I think it's a great port of this game. And let me tell you, that N64 controller can just that can just you know, I want to throw that in the garbage bin. Oh, come on.
Yeah, I went back with the Switch version, and it's like, yeah, no, this feels like how I remember, but I don't think I enjoy it as much as I used to.
Yeah, the Switch version is definitely cool. But,
sorry, I meant the Switch version of the N64 controller.
Right, yeah. I use that when I speedrun this game on Switch. It's pretty good, but it definitely has some issues, that version. Because of like the input delay and stuff, but it's okay.
Yeah,
it's definitely okay. All right, and now we're gonna go up here, do kind of a scary jump, and this guy is right in my way. Great, yeah, that's completely RNG, so I had to wait a little bit. Yeah. All right, try to get these notes without having to backflip for them. Nice. And then kind of a scary section here. It's kind of easier on Xbox because of no lag. Yeah, this season's very laggy on 64. All right.
2, 3. Nice.
And then get these. And then I'm going to do a kind of a weird thing here. I'm going to just jump down here, take all the damage so that we're prepared for a death warp. Okay, try to do that talent trot trick, but it didn't work, but that's okay. All right, and we have our 76 notes, and we can just die now, so... Oh, come on, die. Very nice. And then just for... Should I... Yeah, I might as well. Okay, for marathon safety, I'm gonna get this... Where is the jump pad? There it is. I always forget. There we go. I'm gonna get this extra life. Because you don't want to be at 0 lives in this run at all. Yeah, that was a bit of time, but that's okay. Alright, did we get our 810? Very nice. So we need 810 to open that final note door. And we got 25 jiggies. Very nice. That's what we need to open that last door of Grunty door. Alright, and now we're doing Furnace Fun. So this is just RNG Mania. But fortunately, we have a skip for it. And it's called Nimpog Skip.
No, that's also good. Never mind. Yay!
Yeah, it's Nimpog Skip's so nice. But basically what we can do is get a death square question incorrect in Talon Trot by going into Talon Trot between 2 squares on the board, because that's a thing for some reason. And yeah, if you get thrown off the board in Talon Trot, it doesn't throw you off the board. And you can just use that to get to the end of the quiz board, because the invisible walls go down.
I remember when this was found a few years back. And
right,
it was just like, one, how did anybody find this? I mean, it's a matter of, throwing enough runs at the wall and having something unusual happen. But two, just how excited everyone was for it.
Ooh, everyone's favorite crocodile, Mr. Vile. totally. It's not inside. Extra. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. What am I doing? I always second guess myself in these. I think this is the Polar Bear Kids. Yeah. Okay. All right, so if we get a picture question here on the stud square because it's random for the question, the trick won't work, and that's not good. Ah, come on. I got the talent chopper up. Oh, come on. Oh, wow, okay. You're just not working with me today. It's kind of hard on Xbox to do this. Wow, again? That's so rare.
That's so rare.
I know, right?
The developers. I like the...
Happen again. There we go.
There we go. Nice.
Sweet. Treasure Bucket Bay. That's the right answer, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yep, there we go. All right. We're off to the Grunty fight now. Because these invisible walls are down, and see ya, Grunty. I'll see you at the fight. All right.
She's just waiting patiently there for you to press A to try again.
Yep. Right. We have 810. We open this note door. And on N64, you would actually skip this note door by doing a frame perfect trick, but it doesn't work on Xbox because of no lag, unfortunately. All right. And so we have enough eggs to defeat Grunty. You know, there's no problems with that. Typically on 64, you would get this refill over here by doing a hitbox extension to grab the refill, but don't need it. And we can go right to Grunty. Yeah. I don't know what the pace of this is, but I think that Nimpal skip probably killed the good pace, but we'll see. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think you have about 90 seconds left to match or beat your PB. Maybe a little less than that, now that I've said this.
Okay, yeah, I don't think that's PB pace then, because it's about 2 minutes for the fight.
But dang close, all things considered.
Right, yeah. All right, just shooting eggs at her. And then one more cycle here. Oh, she's in the way, kind of. All right, and now I'm going to use a Beak Buster to evade that fireball. Worst RNG. So there's 3 different text boxes you can get here for RNG, and I just got the worst one. It's about a 33% chance for each, so. But yeah, it causes that flight pad to spawn later or sooner, depending on the text box.
You know, of all the things that I knew could be RNG in a run, I did not expect text boxes to be one of them.
Right, yeah. It's actually kind of interesting. Grunty has like 5 things she can say for each text box in this entire fight. It's pretty crazy. You'll never get the same text boxes because there's just so many.
Kind of makes me think of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out in terms of like the number of different variables you can deal with in a short period of time.
Right. Yeah, I just tried to do a skip here, but unfortunately the fireball hit me, so couldn't do it. But it saves about 10 seconds, but it's not that big of a deal. All right. Kind of like in a weird place now because I had to... There we go. All right, we're gonna shoot eggs in these statues. Oh, egg despawned. Very nice. All right, and now we're on to the Ginginators, so we're almost done with the run. Definitely big shout outs to the Banjo community for being awesome. I love any percent. I love all the people that have helped, you know, route it out and find stuff for it. Very nice. I got Rocket Banjo there. That's really cool that I got that. Yeah, that's a little just swag thing you can do. It'll just launch you in the air, but it doesn't matter.
But
It's
if you
frame
can't
perfect,
PB,
I think.
you can at least go for maximum swag.
Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely. I forgot to. There you go.
You got the banjo equivalent of the classic Mario yump.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Whoa.
That's okay. I'm fine. Sweet time. GG's.
GG.
All right. Oh wow, that's very good. Yeah, almost a sub 1 hour, but that's okay. That is a-okay with me.
Yeah, no, you should definitely be very proud about how that went.
Yeah, because I think my estimate was 104. So yeah, that's pretty good. That's only what, a minute and a half.
Correct. Yeah, your PB is a 59 flat.
Yeah, so.
Or at least your board PB.
Yeah, I can definitely get a way better PB though, as you can see with this run, because I mean,
yeah,
it's pretty consistent. But yeah, I guess shout outs
anything
to like,
or anyone else you want to shout out aside from
right.
a certain event happening in like 10 days, 11 days.
Right, yeah, definitely. So I just want to shout out the Xbox version because there's definitely a lot of eyes on Nintendo 64, but I think the Xbox version has a very, very cool speed run for its 80% and 100% speed run, and I would definitely check that out if you haven't already, because I think your mind will be blown with some of the stuff we do on Xbox. So yeah. And I guess I could say, yeah, I'm going to Summer Games on Quick, and I'll be doing Banjo-Kazooie 80% there in the marathon. It will be a bid war between Nintendo 64 and Xbox, and I'll be ready for both runs, depending on which one is chosen. So I'm definitely
if you enjoyed this run that TSR showed off tonight, absolutely get those donations in for the Xbox version when we get to it. And if you're there were people in chat also giving it up for the N64 version, the N64 controller, which that's fine. You can have different opinions about things.
Of course.
We cater to all kinds here as long as you're respectful about it.
yeah, definitely. I mean, if you want to see the Nintendo 64 version, donate for that at Summer Games on Quick. So if you're not, if you don't really, like the Xbox version for its changes, that's completely fine. You can definitely donate towards N64, and I would love to run that. It would be very scary, but I'd love to run it. It's a very cool category. So
fair. I mean, for all the things you were nervous about in this run, it did not show in your gameplay. So I fully believe the same is true for the N64 version. One thing you absolutely should do, if you're looking at the name right there on your screen, or if you're over in chat with us on Twitch, you should absolutely follow TSR Stormed and catch more cool speedruns and content like this on Twitch.
Yeah, I'll be running this version and the N64 version up until SGDQ. So if you want to pop in the stream and say hi and hang out, I'm there. So I usually stream daily.
Very cool. Well, again, thank you so much for running that for us on Out of the Box here. It's not the end of our evening. It may be a terrible night to have a curse, but it's an excellent night to stay in and watch more speedruns. Coming up for you next after the break, we have... Welcome back to Out of the Box on the Games Done Quick Hotfix. My name is the Tea Tree, and I hope you've got your whips, axes, chains, and of course, wall meat of choice at your disposal, because it's time for a classic but remade run of Castlevania: The Adventure ReBirth with Starwind. But enough talk. How about thee?
Man, probably one of the best intros I've ever had on a show. That's awesome.
Hey, thank you.
D-Tree has it down. Hi, everyone. Starwind here once again on GDQ. For those that don't realize, this is a remake of the wonderful Game Boy version of Castlevania: The Adventure. Konami did this thing called the ReBirth series back in 2009. They remade The Adventure. Was it Contra and Gradius?
Yeah, I think you got him. I knew Contra was in there. I was also trying to pull for the third one, but I think you've got it right.
So, yeah, we're just going to jump right in. This is Castlevania. It's just execution, not really many tricks. Just enjoy the ride. All right, so the time will start on first movement. So I'll just kind of tell you when. And let's go. So here we go. Good old Castlevania. Belmont of the hour is Christopher. Greatest name ever for a Belmont.
I really love some of the characters from the lesser knowns. You got your Christophers, I mean,
I agree.
I'm also partial to Sonya when it comes to Game Boy games, although that one technically
Yeah.
doesn't exist anymore, I guess.
Which is sad. Sonya Belmont not really real anymore. Not canon.
Right. Supposed to have been the progenitor of the entire Belmont line.
Yeah. And then like supposedly like Alucard with like him and her had like a kid or something.
I think
like-
that's right.
Yeah, so. But yeah, so the Adventure ReBirth, if you've ever played the Adventure on Game Boy, I'm sorry.
Guilty as charged.
That game hurts. So when I decided, I was like, oh, I eventually need to put a Castlevania game into my repertoire. I actually looked at the Adventure because, I like to pick up games that aren't, ran that often. And I promise you, not very many people run the Adventure. I just couldn't handle it. It's just too slow. It has its problems. But then I never knew about ReBirth until like 5 or 6 years ago. So, first boss, mid boss is the Bat. Just take some whip strikes. Kind of manipulate him to go into a certain spot at the end. Just want him to go to the right. Okay, thanks, Whip. Appreciate it. The whip's supposed to have a huge hitbox, and he just whips. Not fair. The cool thing about this game is a lot of branching paths. It's a classic Castlevania game, but you get to go a bunch of different ways and levels. And of course, I'm just going to go the ways that are technically the fastest. I think the first one to do that was Castlevania 3 in terms of like what level you get to pick. But like, I would say this is more akin to Rondo of Blood, just because you actually get to change your path within the level itself. But you're also going to get to see Rondo of Blood at GDQ, at SGDQ.
Heck yeah.
A lot of Castlevania friends at SGDQ. I'll be the first one going. The first Castlevania runner of the event. Okay, now we have Big Eyeball. The Big Eyeball is dumb. As you can see, he likes to bounce and not do anything. If you've ever played the Fist of the North Star fighting game, we just played basketball in the corner with a body. It's pretty cool. And that's stage 1. Like I said, game's purely execution. There's really no crazy tricks. I wish there were. Like, the best thing I'm going to do is like a damage boost here and there, but for the most part, you're just going to see me walk right and, whip things. The crazy thing is this game doesn't have like a lot of like crazy enemy types. Like, they have like skeletons and these armors and flying bats. That's about it. And the scariest enemies in the game are skeletons, the ones that throw the bones. They're jerks, and they're super RNG when they're like where they're gonna throw the bone and everything. It's really annoying to deal with, and especially in stage 4 and 5. For the most part, stage 3, 1, 2, and 3 should just be very consistent.
It's funny, most games in speedrunning, especially RPGs, have taught us that birds are jerks, but honestly, the birds on the last screen there seem to be pretty chill.
You would think birds in Castlevania would be terrible.
Right?
But there's
Make them like Medusas, just ruin everyone's day.
I was talking on the one screen in the first stage where there was a bunch of birds, and I was just kind of running through them. Yeah, Christopher's hitbox is like, dude has like a shoot 'em up hitbox. It's like only like in the center of his chest.
Right.
So you can just kind of walk through a lot of things. This is the other cool thing about this game, like that I like to get hype about. The songs that you're going to be hearing are songs you don't traditionally probably know where they're from. Like this song, for example. If you know where this song is from, good on you, because it's literally the high score screen from Haunted Castle.
Yeah.
They were just like, oh, hey, we're going to make this a stage song.
To be fair, that also saw a re-release relatively recently, so maybe people
If you have not played the remastered or revisited Haunted Castle, oh, it's so good. It's so good.
But yeah, outside of like Aquarius and Vampire Killer, you're not going to hear songs you recognize if
we heard the first stage was Bloodlines, so like the opening stage to Bloodlines, which originally it was supposed to be Christopher Belmont's theme, which is called Battle of the Unholy, I think is what it's called. Battle Against the Unholy, which that's like the stage 1 theme of the Game Boy version, but they were like, nah, we're just going to use Bloodlines, I guess. The really unfortunate thing about this game is that there's no re-release of it. If you want to play this, you have to have a Wii. And we all know how the Wii is now, not really doing too well in terms of getting things.
Yeah, I mean, you know, only one of the best-selling consoles of all time, but also it's been some time.
All right, cool. That guy gave me good RNG. That guy is really annoying. He can either jump up in the air and throw a rock, or he can just sit there and keep punching. Basically, you want him to keep punching you. You just sit there and whip him. All right, stage 3. One of the best songs in the game. At least they took this song from Belmont's Revenge. This is like the first castle theme. It's so good. Oh, cool. The thing that I never want you to do. Tell you, first bone skeleton that wants to throw things at me, and he throws the bone. I love it. These guys are going to start being really annoying. Like that guy, he could have thrown a bone right there and then just ruin the cycle in this room because a lot of these spikes are just moving on a global timer. So messing up is really bad. But for the most part, this might as well be an auto-scroller. It's really, really, really hard to mess up unless you just get hit by one thing.
Yeah, I was going to say.
One thing.
That's the way Castlevania usually works. If you simply don't get hit, the game is significantly easier.
All right. And we're going to be keeping the axe until the end of stage 4. We're on stage 3 right now. That's one of the things that's really important in this run is like dying is kind of bad because you want your specific sub-weapon. Like, if I so happen to die and lose the axe, yeah, I can do stage 4 without the axe. It just isn't as fun.
Yes. Speed running aside, that was absolutely my style playing this series as a kid. Like, there was whichever sub-weapon I liked best in any given game. Anytime I accidentally like whipped something I was standing on top of and ended with another sub-weapon, I'm like, oh, I don't even want to play anymore.
I agree. Really cool little jump right there. So one thing I've been doing this entire time that I really haven't explained, I guess there's a little bit of tech. I mean, when you jump from a high place in this game, you kind of want to whip as you're falling, because when you do, you actually won't have recovery animation when you land. So you can immediately move. So there's a lot of spots where I'm whipping as I fall. Like in that big fall I just did, if I didn't whip, I wouldn't have made that jump. Like the little glass floor you land on will just break. And then if I fall down, yeah, I have to go fight a mini boss. And I just waste a bunch of time. And to be honest with you, I haven't played this game casually in forever. I don't even know what the mini boss is. I think it's the Bone Dragon. I don't know though. But that's stage 3. Now we're gonna get to what I think is a funny boss, because this was just a regular enemy in like Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night. But you're gonna see why we want the axe, because this guy is super RNG too. It's like, is he gonna come down low enough for me to whip him? And that's gonna be it for him. Goodbye, friend.
That plus it seems like there are kind of a lot of hitboxes in basically like a circle or a semicircle, and hey, it's roughly an axe-shaped pattern.
Yes. And of course I had too many hearts. You kind of want to get rid of all your sub-weapon energy.
True. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. So we've been talking about the songs of this game. If you can guess this song, I think this one's harder than figuring out what the second song was. Because this is the loading screen music to Castlevania Chronicles. And it's not the PlayStation 1 version. It's whatever Japanese computer systems they were on back in the day. It was called something else. But America got it as Chronicles. And here comes the only real cool damage boost in the game.
Okay, I've got it. Yes, of course, everyone knows the Sharp X68000.
Yes.
I was thinking NEC for some reason, but that's
No, I mean that's fair. That's a fair thing to think. But yeah, that computer's really good though. It has some good stuff on it. All right, good. No, bad Medusa head.
And back in
All
the
right, time
days
for a
of
fun-
computing where everything ran off of the media you put into them, like the
Oh, yeah.
X68000 literally does not have a hard drive.
Nope. So this is a little maze room. Okay, stupid Grim Reaper. Where are you gonna throw it? Where are you gonna throw it? Hate you so much. This is a maze. We're trying to find these keys to open up 2 doors. This allows us to skip a mini boss, which of course you want to do because going fast. No, don't hit me. Okay, good. And out of the maze. Usually that maze part takes a lot longer casually. And now we got smelly rats. Not all rats are smelly, though. These rats are. I'm just gonna damage boost through hit. Just take some damage. Just gonna run through things, do the Belmont walk. Every Belmont in every Castlevania walks like they need to go to the bathroom, and I really feel sorry for them.
Look, it's walking with purpose. It's just that purpose is usually trying to get to the nearest bathroom quickly.
I mean, it makes sense to me. Have you ever
Right.
been to like a Walmart or something and you can't find the bathroom? That's me. I've been there. All right. Now we got the cross. We're going to keep the cross for the rest of the game. Losing the
You know,
cross is bad.
Attending
As with every
GDQ for the
weapon I
first
have.
time and you don't know where the nearest bathroom is. Thankfully, in that case, you can ask somebody. Pretty much
definitely.
everyone at GDQs are happy to help.
Anyone new going to GDQ, you guys are going to be going to a good one. There's a lot of
yeah.
cool stuff happening this year.
Right?
I'm excited.
I mean, that's why we could fill this entire evening with SGDQ run previews and really only scratch the surface.
Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying my educational commentary on the run, because when you see this run at GDQ, you're going to see a completely different monster. It's going to be pure memes, I promise you, the entire time. That's just how me and my couch crew roll.
Perfect.
All right, that was the golem. Again, it's random where he's going to punch, but again, at that point, it's just reacting. There's little tiny subtle setups that I'm doing just to, essentially adapting to the situation. That's the best way I can put it. So, stage 5. Here's one really annoying thing about this game. Every stage, the higher the stages go, the more damage you take from enemies. I have a big health bar up there, right? If this was stage 1, I could be taking like 10 hits. Well, this is stage 5 now. I take 4 damage for everything that hits me, so that's equivalent to 4 hits. If I'm going to die, which will probably happen, it's going to be this stage, 100%. Yeah, there's a mandatory mini boss. I don't think we had another mandatory mini boss since stage 1. I've been skipping all the other ones by taking specific paths. We're going to have all these annoying enemies. We're going to have the bone-throwing skeletons. We're going to have the floating eyeballs, which are called peepillaries. Random spawning ghost. Yeah, funny name, right? Just big eyeball.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, the ghosts are the big annoyance in this run, or at least in this, I should say, in this stage. Because there's some spots where I'm just going to be, traditionally just doing like a setup to get past a certain section quickly, and a ghost will just spawn and just ruin it. No, fart cloud, get away. Okay, not taking damage yet is really good. Usually this would be, if you took damage, there's a delicious wall meat up here. We don't have to grab it. Thankfully. I thought that Medusa was going to hit us. But right here, here's a situation where a ghost can spawn and just make my day annoying, and it did. Good thing I didn't take damage. You can kind of see that the back of the whip has a huge hitbox. Like, thing is like huge.
Yeah.
No, get away from me. And now we get to fight the Frankenstein. We're gonna check his kneecaps, make sure they're good. And 7. I'm gonna whip him one more time, and then we're just gonna confuse him.
So
sorry,
in
Fred.
Bloodlines, with the way Frankenstein is dressed, I've always kind of, and shout outs to the video game site Giant Bomb for this, I've always liked to refer to him as Business Frankenstein. That was like
That's fair.
Gregorian monk Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, that was like 100% like monk style. Like he was rocking the Friar Tuck like 100%. All right, one more fun little damage boost so we don't have to like walk up a bunch of stairs and then fall down. Oh, stupid Medusa head. Ugh. Yeah, that just saves a little time from having to walk upstairs and then walk downstairs and walk upstairs again. Walking upstairs is slow. This isn't one of those cool Castlevanias where I can jump on the stairs and hold up. It's very traditional Castlevania.
Stairscape
this is one of the scariest
absolutely
rooms.
one of those joys in Castlevania. Sorry, you were saying.
No. I was just saying this is one of the scariest rooms of the game, but not because those bone skeletons. But they're being nice today. Are you going to be nice? No, but you threw it far, so I'm okay with that. No. Don't. No. Okay, thank you. Thank you, friend. What about you, Reaper Man? Nope, you're going to be annoying. That's fine. You're going to get the Holy Cross. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's how it goes. This is one of my favorite dodges in the game. You just hold left. It just looks like the dude's going to hit you, but he can't.
Did you just start apologizing to the enemies in a Castlevania game?
Man.
That is a form of radical empathy beyond what I can understand. So props to you for that.
Beyond, there needs to be a new definition, beyond empathy.
This is advanced empathy. I mean, really, it's just, radical empathy. But
Radical
maybe
empathy works.
you can only be so empathetic to the point that it doesn't slow your speed run down. So there's limits.
True. All right. Yeah, also, this is the longest stage in the game. Like, all the other stages are pretty short, and this one just takes the cake. So I had a little get-together with some friends Memorial Day weekend, and usually we get together. My friends really aren't the retro type, so I try to show them games that they've maybe never seen. Mm-hmm. This time I was like, "Oh, we're gonna play the game I'm running at GDQ," and they were like, "Oh, that sounds like fun." And then it ended up being 8 hours of pain, and I felt bad.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What sucks is I always thought when I played this casually, I was just like, "Man, this is actually one of the easier Castlevanias." Yes. But then watching it at a casual level again, I was like, "Oh God, what did I do?" Like, when I say easier Castlevania games, I'm talking like classic style. Right. Like Metroidvanias is a different monster.
Look, yes, I'm putting the thumb screws on you, but I'm only turning them like once or twice. It'll be fine.
Right. All right. Gonna get a cross up here, kill everything. Goodbye, bird one. Get us. Nope. Give me the meat. Thank you. All right, that's stage 5. Hey, no deaths. That's pretty cool. That's what I like to see. Having some good runs tonight. I was watching that Banjo-Kazooie run. That was really sick. I didn't know the bee broke the game that way.
Right?
That was a lot of fun to see. Hey, it's Death, and he's kind of T-posing. Okay. And we're just going to give him the good old whip, throw, whip, throw, until his health gets to a certain point.
Yes, you're kind of T-posing, but honestly, this reminds me of you ever saw the No Fear T-shirts from back in the late 90s, early 2000s? That was totally like a No Fear pose.
Dude, I'm 36, so yes.
Hey, same.
I definitely know the No Fear T-shirts. Cool. That was a good
Nicely
stage.
done.
It was good everything. Hate to say it, though, we're on the last stage. It's Castlevania, everybody. I'm sorry. It's a short run. That's just how it is.
It turns out when you don't get hit, the game goes very quickly.
And this is the only time we get to hear Vampire Killer, which is kind of lame.
Naturally.
Because it's literally, it's like, oh, yes, we get to hear this cool song now. And then, we go through this door.
Up to the,
It's over. It's just immediately over. I didn't mean to get that. I thought that was the heart candle. That's fine. I don't care. You would think getting the fireball upgrade is really good to fight bosses and stuff, but it kind of isn't. Because the fireball only does 1 damage while your whip does 2. It's at higher damage values, essentially.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be close to Dracula hitting him. So... yeah, we're going to have the typical traditional Dracula throws fireball phase. And of course, he's going to do the Cookie Monster. But this game was like, let's give Dracula 3 forms. And that's the unique one. That's the really fun version of Dracula to fight. All right. Try to line this up to where I can hit him with the back of the whip. Oh. He sounds like a tiger too, which is really funny. 1, 2, rah, 3, 4, rah. All right, phase 3. He's just a big head. Oh, you say that. You think that. You think that, Dracula. You think I can't do anything. All right, break his jaw. Oh. And then we have to keep hitting him until these platforms spawn up. And maybe 2 cycle. It's kind of difficult. Oh, cool. 2 cycle. Okay, time's coming up. And time.
GG's. Yeah.
What was the time?
So your estimate was 27 minutes. That run was 21 minutes and 15 seconds.
Cool. My
Very,
PB
very nicely
is 20:43, so I'll take that.
Yeah, within right about a half a minute. Well done.
So, yeah, this will be the second run, like platforming game I've done in a row at a GDQ where my estimate's 27 minutes. I did X5 at SGDQ, Mega Man X5 at SGDQ last year, and it was 27. Just like, that's a good number.
Yeah, no, I like it. That. If it works, go with it.
So yeah, that's Adventure ReBirth. If you can manage to get your hands on it, play it. I honestly think it's one of the better classic Castlevania games out there. I mean, it's really hard to compare to like Rondo and Super Castlevania 4, but man, it's super, super solid game. Like, it's in my top 3 in terms of classic Castlevanias, 100%. So,
very cool. Well, yeah. If there's anything else or anyone else you want to shout out, I usually ask the question, where can we find you? But we had a little talk about that beforehand. The answer in this case is going to be at SGDQ.
So I always love to joke because I don't really, I love everything about, showing off what I do and everything. I did it for so many years, but now if you want to see me, you got to see me at SGDQ. No more Twitch. Even though I love Twitch, I do love Twitch. Just I don't stream anymore. But yeah, Monday, 1:21 in the morning Central Time is when you can see me run. I will be on the Mega Man X4 couch before that, and then I will be running right next door to the other part of the stage to do my run. So you'll see me for like a good hour and a half on Monday morning. So shout outs to Castlevania community. You're also going to have Bobby doing Rondo of Blood. We're going to have Dragon Blitz doing Order of Ecclesia. Yeah. I'm just so happened to be the first person in the marathon to be showing off a Castlevania game. So no block, but there'll be plenty of Castlevania throughout the event. Thank you again, T-Tree, for inviting me to show off the game.
My pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
And then I will see y'all in about, 2 weeks?
10 days?
10 days.
11 days. 11 days.
11 days. There we go. All right. Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Thank you again to everyone who ran on tonight's episode of Out of the Box, and all of you out there for watching. Thank you so much for continuing to support GDQ Hotfix with subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits. The contributions absolutely help keep the shows running. If you're enjoying, consider subscribing for exclusive emotes, ad-free viewing, all that good stuff. You can also support by sharing it with your friends. And what better time to do that than right now during the break in between Out of the Box and Creature Corner, which is coming up with more SGDQ previews right up next. So make sure to take care of yourself and have an excellent rest of your evening.